That's going to do it. The seconds count down. The Flin Flon Bombers, SCHL champions for the first time in 33 years.
Creighton Furniture Bomber Hockey is on the air.
I want everybody to know our players are so proud to be playing for our fans. Like, they love it. That is the biggest thing about being a Bomber.
Live from Summerside, Prince Edward Island, it's the National Championship, the Centennial Cup.
This is what we've been really working for and towards since day one.
Live and free on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Chance in front, what a goal by Sticky! Miller on a beautiful feed, and Flin Flon is struck again as they score another absolute beauty.
Here with the call the action.
Back up front, nice pass, leads a jet goal! Power play goal! Joey Lee!
The voice of your Flin Flon Bombers.
Harbury slides up to check a back, Ruffin scores! Morozov again! He's got his second of the game! And another big goal for Flin Flon!
Mr. Rob Hart.
Alrighty, thank you very much, and we're back here at Credit Union Place, beautiful Summerside PEI. Yes, the Centennial Cup National Tournament rolling along, and not to start the Bombers were hoping for 0-2 after a tough 1-0 setback against Long Game, then a real tough 7-2 loss against that really good Toronto Patriot Club here back a couple days ago. So that's a scenario. Flin Flon still looking for their first win. 0-2 in their pool. Not an absolute must-win against the Greater Sudbury Cubs today, but let's face it, it's an important hockey game. The Cubs right now 1-1. They lost their opener to Toronto 8-3, but responded with a nice 4-1 victory against Truro in their second outing. And the Greater Sudbury Cubs, normally these Northern Ontario junior hockey clubs, teams almost look at them like free passes in the past. Not the case this time. This is a team that's making their third straight appearance here at the National Championship. They have 14 players left from last year's roster. They actually did win a game last year, lost in their final. They did reach the quarterfinals, lost their final game to the Melfort Mustangs. Of course, went on the Centennial Cup final. But a lot of teams worried about this Sudbury team, and not the pushover that we've seen from these Northern Ontario junior hockey clubs the past. They won every single game in their push to pick up the championship. A perfect 12-0. And like I said, Keith Yeager, even a more important 1-1. So the Cubs, the Bombers, all set to face off today to be the first ever meeting between these two teams. And the Bombers, I think it's safe to say, got to get off to a good start.
Yes, they've had a tough start against Toronto, that's for sure. And a couple of lineup changes today, adding a couple different guys into the lineup to try and just generate a little bit of something different. La Lumiere's coming into the lineup, and Kyle Marsden's coming into the lineup.
And Holmes is coming in as well.
So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. Should see a little more speed. Good opportunity for players to get a chance to play here at the National Championship as well. Greater Sudbury.
Marsden not playing. No.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, it's so anyway, yeah, the two
Holmes
changes.
coming in.
Holmes will come in. He'll replace Sam Ward. And then up front, they're going to bring La Lumiere back, like you mentioned. He's going to take Joey Lees out of the lineup here today.
He is, yeah. So that moves up the Lyle up the list on the third line center here today. So, yeah, it should be exciting though. There's a lot of firepower on the other side. I mean, looking at the stats from the league, though, it's hard to get a real read on how those stats are. Like, I mean, they scored 6 goals per game almost in the playoffs, and only were giving up just over 2. But if you look at the team, some of the teams they played, like one of the teams they played in the first round, there was 11 games under 500 when they got into the playoffs. So that isn't a true test of a team. I think it's going to be, the Bombers will be far more of a true test for them than that team definitely was. And, it should be an exciting afternoon. Lots of Bomber fans here, and looking forward to it.
I'm expecting a desperate Bomber team here today. And, again, we really cannot talk about how important a good start is, not just to get a lead in the tournament, but we saw it throughout the regular season and throughout the playoffs too, Keith. The Bombers are a lot different team when they score the first goal.
Absolutely. They can play more of their style of game with the dump and chase, and instead of having to be a little more wide open the way they were against Toronto, you give up more scoring chances that way when you play that style, of course. And of course, when you got a lead, you can hold better on your breakouts and what your style of game is. And again, the special teams are going to become so important today. This team, the Sudbury Cubs, did have a great power play during the regular season. Dropped off a little bit in the playoffs there when they The regular season, they were at 35%, down to about 28% in the
Still
playoffs.
pretty good.
Actually, sorry, 38, which is still 28% in the playoffs is really good. But we got to find a way, if we get the power play, to put one in the back of the net, and we got to try to stay out of the box so that their power play doesn't get a chance to score on us.
No question about it. I mean, you go back again, and obviously you don't want to backtrack too much because today's a new day, but you go back to that Longueuil game, again, they were 0 for 6 with the power play that day. Longueuil's one goal in the hockey game was a power play marker. That was the big difference. So Mike will talk about that, his half of the SJHL coaches show coming up momentarily. We talk about the special teams, talk about some of the different additions to the lineup as well. But getting back to Flin Flon scoring the first goal here, Keith, the Flin Flon Bomber record, 31-4-1 when they score first.
The first goal in any league is huge, but when you're one of the top teams, and obviously the Bombers were all year long, you get off to that lead, and it just gives you the confidence to play the way you want to play.
I think the good thing for Flin Flon, too, a couple of good things, a couple of positives from the Toronto game. They won the third period, like you and I alluded to during the broadcast, 1-0, and they finally got a couple of goals. Landon Alexander scored a really nice goal, and Ryder Muka, just some really hard work led to him getting a goal. So a couple of things to build off for today. Yes,
and they generated far better chances in the Toronto game than they did against Longueuil, that's for sure.
Wide open style.
Yeah, definitely the style does help, but they also just generated better. They found a way to get some stuff going off the rush, which they couldn't against Longueuil. And even on the power play against Toronto, they did have some better chances. They just didn't go in the net here yet, and those things got to break. Eventually, you keep doing the right things, and eventually good things will happen.
One of the keys for the Bombers will be to shut down Mason Walker. 17 years old, Keith. 27 points in the playoffs. He was the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League playoff MVP. Not bad, 9 goals, 18 assists. Will be one of the keys for them. Also, Lincoln Moore right now, he leads their team in the Centennial Cup with 3 goals. Noah Cohen's got 2. So the Bombers got to find ways to get some offense, shut those guys down as well. And be interesting to see what these lineup changes do for this team here. I guess it's this afternoon here. It's still the morning in Manitoba.
It's still morning in Manitoba. It's still just a little bit into the morning here too, aren't we? We got 4 minutes left in the morning before we get to the afternoon. We are excited out here, though, and it's going to be a great afternoon. Should be full of excitement.
Quickly, Keith, before we go to break, get ready for the coaches show. Who from Flin Flon do you think has to step up here today?
The biggest player I think that's got to step up today is we got to find a forward who's just going to make that big difference. Reed Arbery is, and I think that one of the lineup changes, you got Connor Miller centering Morozov and Arbery.
Morozov, that's interesting. I'm glad you brought that. We're going to talk to him today. But I've noticed I think he's been their best forward the last couple of games. It's almost like he's ahead of his line mates. He's making these moves. He's getting in. Whereas the other 2 guys aren't there.
Yeah, definitely. And a big change at the center between having Joey Lees and Connor Miller. I mean, Connor Miller, if Morozov's definitely been the best offensive player for the Bombers.
I think he's created the most chances.
But Connor Miller overall has been their best forward for sure. When you look at the 200-foot game, I don't think any Bomber has been actually very close to that. I want to say that Connor Miller's face-off is probably somewhere between 70 and 80% in the tournament.
Well, and he was the SJHL playoff MVP. He led the Bombers in points with 15, including 9 goals. So we'll see what Flin Flon can do. I think a good start is imperative. We'll find out here in just a few minutes. We'll take a break. We're here at, like we said, beautiful Credit Union Place. Love the island. Prince Edward Island's been great. Centennial Cup's been fun, too. Flin Flon hoping they can pick up a W and get back in the hunt here in their pool and then hopefully make their way towards a playoff push coming up later in the week. Let's take a break. We'll see what Mike Reagan has to say. He joins us next here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Great North GM is one of the leading new and used vehicle dealers and Flin Flon Bombers supporters in northern Manitoba. Equipped with a highly trained and professional sales department, they also have multiple certified trained technicians on site to make sure you get the best service for your car, truck, or SUV at an amazing price. Visit Great North GM in Nepaul on LaRosse Avenue today, because it's always a great day to cheer on our Bombers to go all the way in the Centennial Cup at Great North GM.
Bailey Homes are proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers on their journey to the Centennial Cup. With 15 years experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, they're so thankful to Flin Flon and surrounding areas for supporting them all these years. Bailey Homes is always happy to chat with a potential customer to show what they can do for our community. Your trusted builder in the North? Visit bailey-homes.ca. Go Bombers, go!
McDonald's and Flin Flon want to congratulate the Flin Flon Bombers on winning their first league championship in 33 years. They're celebrating with a great variety of cold beverages to enjoy all summer long, including the Blackberry Passion Fruit Refresher, Strawberry Watermelon Refresher, and the Mango Pineapple Refresher. Also want to try the new Cloud Iced Coffee, a new premium iced coffee finished with silky sweet cold foam instead of cream or milk. Enjoy all these new beverages at your local McDonald's all summer long. McDonald's wants to wish the Flin Flon Bombers the best of luck at this year's Centennial Cup in Summerside, PEI.
And welcome to our SJHL Coaches Show, of course, pregame edition here from the Centennial Cup. Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, will join us. And, Mike, obviously the scenario is pretty simple. Needing a good effort and hopefully a victory here today.
Yeah, we're in a situation that we were hoping we wouldn't be in right now. We really great all down, like we should be on right now. Played a great game, so bad. Not so great game against Toronto. We know it can be better. I think we looked at, took a look at the stat report, and surprisingly, we had the puck more than Toronto did as far as puck possession goes. But they were much better at executing off the rush and obviously inside the zone. So try to take a couple positives out of that game. Definitely wasn't our best effort. Disappointed in that, but in a tournament like this, you got to turn the page real quick, and we're doing that here and focused on having a good result here today.
Like I mentioned at the end of the last game, Mike, at least you won the third period, and you did score a couple of goals, which obviously was you want to get the monkey off your back, and now guys know they can score.
Yeah, I think that there was a point there where I think guys were really squeezing the stick after not scoring in game one, and then you go a bit into game two without scoring, and confidence is a big thing at this time of year. And right now, some guys just not feeling it like they were maybe 2 weeks ago. But we can't use that as an excuse. Everybody's in the same position here, and we gotta be better, and the guys know that, and I believe that they're going to be.
Well, you went from playing one of the best defensive teams in the country to one of the best offensive teams. How's this Sudbury team, Mike, kind of rank? I know, obviously, they're good. They won their league championship, or they wouldn't be here.
Yeah, everybody's a champ for a reason, and, they've got some dangerous weapons for sure. I think the thing about Sudbury is what people don't understand is a lot of their prospects for the OHL Sudbury team are playing for them or former players of the OHL team. So they've got some dangerous players there. There was times where they, how we did in the second period against Toronto. So I think this should be a very good game. I think that they've got guys that can score, and they don't mind playing physical either. So it's going to be an interesting game.
And a lot riding on enough for you, but for them as well. This could be a dictating game for both these teams moving forward.
Well, yeah. They're not clear cut to get through either. There's three teams that are at 1-1 right now, and we're 0-2. And right now we want to, put ourselves in a position to, be 1-2, and we'd be in the same position as Sudbury. And those other two teams have to play Toronto still. And we all know that Toronto's obviously a very good team. So, but at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control, and we got to get a win here today.
One of your big strengths throughout the year and throughout the playoffs, Mike, was getting off to a quick start. How badly do you need to get off to a good start today?
Well, I think that's without saying. It's pretty obvious, and I think that every team feels that way. There's probably not a team here that would say to you that, if we don't score the first goal, we're, feeling really great about ourselves. Every team plays better when they get off to a good start, and we're no different. So, if we can get that first one, I think it would be big for our guys, just the morale, the energy on the bench, and obviously the confidence.
And you got some guys, obviously, I know you can count on that were big for you throughout the playoffs. I think Morozov's had some good looks. Connor Miller's played really well. You've had some contributions from some guys that are playing well. Just the puck just not going in, like I mentioned to you last game too, Mike. Not to make an excuse, but you haven't really got a bounce yet either.
No, you're right about that, Hardy. I mean, the puck hasn't gone in for us. We've had some good looks. I can think of, the Reed Arbery look that we had, earlier on, and it looks like it's a guaranteed goal, and it doesn't go in for us. And we've had a few pucks laying around the blue paint that we've put in the SJ playoffs that we haven't put in here yet. But I think for us, we look at it as if we can take care of business here today and feel good about ourselves going into Wednesday, and hopefully get another win there. Going into the next phase of the tournament, we feel confident rather than getting off to a quick start and maybe dropping a couple games and not feeling as confident. So there's still a lot of tournament to be played here, and things can change real quick in tournaments like this. I think with the guys in 2017, when I was with Canada West, we started 0-2 in the tournament, and we ended up winning the thing. So a bit of a slow start doesn't mean that you're not still a threat.
If you win the special teams battle today, Mike, do you win the hockey game?
I would think so. I'd be willing to bet a pretty penny on it for sure. And I think that's a big part of this time of year is scoring on the specialty teams, and we haven't done that yet.
Any lineup changes for today, Mike?
Yeah, we had to make a difficult decision that maybe is unpopular with some people, but Joey Lees isn't going to play tonight, and Nathan Lalumere is going to be back in, and Sam Ward's going to be out, and Nash Holmes is going to get in here. So this time of year, those decisions are always tough, but we've got to do what's right for the overall team right now.
And I'm assuming you go back with Charlie between the pipes, Mike?
Yep, Tritter will start.
Sounds good, Mike. Good luck against Sudbury. Like you said, should be an entertaining hockey game, and obviously a big one for your group here throughout the starts of the morning, and Manitoba winds up in the afternoon, but a big game nonetheless.
Yeah, thanks very much, Hardy. We're looking forward to it.
Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, once again here from Summerside Centennial Cup here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
This broadcast is brought to you by Eldorado Gold Saskatchewan, formerly Foran Mining, now part of an even stronger Canadian headquartered mining company, expanding its presence at home. We're proud to continue advancing the McIlvania Bay project, less than an hour from Flin Flon and Creighton. McIlvania Bay is Saskatchewan's first copper mine in over 30 years and a federally recognized project of national significance. As we move towards production, we're building momentum and growing our team. As we near production, we're also investing in exploration to help bring Northeast Saskatchewan's next mining district to life. And we need your help. Apply today at foranmining.com/careers and go Bombers.
Frontline Sport and Leisure are proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers, wishing them the best in the Centennial Cup. Frontline has the parts you're looking for to tackle our northern terrain, from quads to side-by-sides, and whatever you need to find the perfect off-road vehicle, visit them in person on Coronation Drive in Creighton or call 688-3333 to find your next ATV and Ranger, or cruise around the lake in style with a new boat and motor. Your future is riding on this at Frontline Sport and Leisure.
Chicken Chef are big supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers, even going as far as feeding the team. This means they understand what it takes to feed hungry guests. So let Chicken Chef take feeding everyone off your to-do list. For those long overdue reunions, important sports team windups, and even your wedding. Chicken Chef supporting the Flin Flon Bombers at the Centennial Cup. Good luck, Bombers, from Chicken Chef.
And welcome back to Credit Union Place as we get set for the opening face-off. The Flin Flon Bombers, the Greater Sudbury Cup. Bailey Holmes starting lineup for Flin Flon here today. Rhett Ewan had a terrific playoff run. Second in team scoring and goals with 6. He's up front. Joined here by Wyatt Sitton and Landon Alexander, who of course did score in Game 2. On the back end, Mashana Knutson, who continues to be a workhorse, and of course Charlie Tritt. Back between the pipes here today, Charlie. An amazing season. Of course, taking the SJHL's Goalie of the Year award with just unbelievable numbers here this year. Led the league in wins, save percentage, as well as goals against. He was 11-3 in the playoffs with a .938 save percentage and a goals against a 1.67. So obviously they're not concerned about the goaltending. The puck comes to center ice. Flin Flon will try to jump on it. They do. Here comes Alexander quickly across the line. He gets a chance, and that redirects off the defenseman's stick there, Spencer Horgan. And Flin Flon hoping for that good start today. They win the face-up. They get a chance. Unfortunately, the shot gets blocked, and over the glass and it goes. We mentioned Flin Flon's had a tough time getting on track offensively here, Keith. A lot of that is just how good these teams are defensively, and so many shot blocks. It's tough to get shots through.
It definitely is. With the stiffness of the competition that you're going to place at the national championship is just right up there. Every team's a champion, of course, right?
31 seconds is gone. We're just underway in the opening period. The face-off inside the Sudbury zone. To the left of the netminder today, Ian Wintle. Sudbury wins the draw. Cohan will pick it up. He took a bit of a bump. The puck will come back inside the Flin Flon zone. Yakimchuk races back to get it. Feeds that to Arbery. Back up the middle stretch. Pass too far. That'll be an icing call against Flin Flon. Very similar to the first two couple games. Little slow going. It seems it takes, for whatever reason, these teams just a few minutes to kind of get going and get their feet under them.
Yeah, it seems like the first shift for every line is a little rough, a little discombobulated before they can get actually any square passes going or anything like that. Like there was another one. The pass just missed. Guy couldn't tip it in, and we got an icing call.
McCartney against Miller. The face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. The right of Charlie Trick is underway in the opening period. Sudbury 1-1. Flin Flon 0-2, needing a victory today. Here's Daniel Morozov at center. He'll flip the puck in and try to chase it down. Falls down hard in the corner. Arbery, a big body check there. He introduces himself to the Sudbury forward there, Klinkhammer. Sudbury, they'll be able to get the puck to the line. Knocked down by Miller. Try to throw it back out front. Riggett will pick it up. That's Riggett back of the net. Back out front to Corrin. Corrin's got it at his blue line. Feeds it back to McCartney at center. He's taken down to Lyle. A nice body check. That'll get the Bomber faithful going. Lalamere back in lineup today. Fires that off the chest here. Big rebound. Back out front. Mounier in there. Can't shoot. Back to Lalamere. That shot got blocked. Flin Flon holds the line. Like we said, trying to get that first goal here today for the first time in the tournament. Corrin still out there. Sudbury has not been able to change as of yet. We'll see if Flin Flon can capitalize here early in the game. There's Nash Holmes in uniform today, like we mentioned. Tried to keep the puck in, shovels it into the corner. The puck comes free. Still inside the Sudbury zone. And the Cubs will lift it up the boards. Corrin again. Finally gets it out, but it's intercepted. Corrin got it back. Puck is bouncing. Flin Flon tries to get a hold of it. Leo sights after center. Can't get a little scrambly here in the early going for both teams, as Sudbury will finally get a change and throw it inside the Flin Flon zone. Here's Mounier up the boards. Oh, he looked like he had Ulmer in behind the D, but it got broken up. Picked up here by the D-man Signoretti. Signoretti will drop that one back. Now Sudbury will dump it back to the Flin Flon net. Around the boards it goes to Ryder Muka, one of two Flin Flon Bombers to have a goal so far in this tournament. Scoreless, just underway. Flin Flon's looked okay early. Little scramble like we mentioned, but most of the play's been in the Sudbury zone, and that's where Flin Flon will get the puck again. They'll dump that one in deep. Long is there back in it for Richmond. He'll throw that around the boards this time for more. Broken stick out there, playing havoc inside the Sudbury zone. That's picked up, though. Flip back to blue line, held in. Leo Sights deep in the Sudbury zone, chipped along the board, picked up by Ulmer. Ulmer, will he shoot it? No, he won't. Try to work it back out front. Blue line, fired on target. A quick release that time by Ulmer into the glove, and the save made here by Wintle. Already a better start for Flin Flon here than we saw certainly in game number 2.
Yes, definitely by far. They've had chances in that end. They're getting on the forecheck. Too bad Morozov broke his stick in the first shift there because they had something going on that one.
Face off back in Sudbury territory. Here comes the Arbery line. Arbery going to be joined out there by Miller and Morozov. They started the game like we mentioned. Face off deep in the Sudbury zone. The left of the goaltender Wintle. Flin Flon wins the draw, but they can't hold the puck. It comes back to center. There's Knutson. Back to Arbery. Arbery made a good move. He'll throw the puck back in. And Flin Flon will chase it down back in the Sudbury net. Puck picked up here by Horgan. He has a goal in the tournament. We'll dump it back down the ice before he gets down to the ice. Not as many Bomber fans here today, but they've been very vocal. Icing call against Sudbury. And so far, the physical play by Flin Flon been effective. This is kind of what we expected, I think, heading into the tournament for Game 1 back on Friday. But the difference being those two teams were very, very fast, and you can't hit what you can't catch.
Absolutely, you can't hit what you can't catch, but Arbery's caught two guys heavily, all right. That's why that icing call happened there. The player had to get rid of the puck because he saw Arbery coming, and we got a face-off in there, and then the Stinton line's back out there.
Alexander Stinton and Rhett Ewan in the forward group. Mounier and Nash Holmes on the back end. Flin Flon wins the draw. They come back to Holmes, the right point. There's a shot, partially blocked again. Sudbury's done a really good job getting sticks on pucks here so far in the opening frame. Flin Flon holds it in. Mounier at the blue line. Shot, tried to come back out front, batted away. Rhett Ewan hits backhander. That gets intercepted here. And here comes King up the other way for Sudbury at center. Sends the puck across the Flin Flon line, tried to come back out front. Bombers intercept, can't get the puck out. Held in this time by Rismond as he throws it back of the Bomber net. Flin Flon to the blue line. Knocked down, puck fired on target. First shot for Sudbury, gloved and turned away that time by Tritt. Here's Ewan. Back up the boards. Wide Stinton to carry at center. He'll flip it in, go off for a change. Riggett, the Sudbury D-man, will knock it down back of his net. 15:54 to go in the opening period. Still no score. Sudbury ices the puck again. By the way, the Orland Motel shot clock 2-1. So really no offensive zone time at all for Sudbury in this game so far today.
No, they got off the first faceoff. They got in, and they were in there for maybe the first 15 to 20 seconds, and the Bombers have had control and pushing the pace in Sudbury's end. Got another faceoff down here deep. Connor Miller looking to win another draw.
Miller will take the draw here. Wins the faceoff. Back to the blue line to Fashon. That got blocked. Arbery has it. Left point for Knutson. Looking for a lane to shoot it. That got blocked again. Knutson will hold it in. A lot of shot blocks for Sudbury here today. Another broken stick. Flin Flon throws it out front to Fashon. Fashon knocked down the half wall. Trying to fire that out front. Booth blocked that. Puck is picked up here. And Sudbury's away. That's Walker. We mentioned, of course, the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League playoff MVP. Can't knock that one down. Here's a pass up for Miller. And quickly across the Sudbury line. Miller walked in and he ripped it over top of the goal. What a chance that was. Miller misses. Sudbury back the other way at center. Here's the draw pass. Walker's got it. Throws it back up front. The one-timer. They score. Fired on target and into the net by Briar Long. He'll get his first in the tournament. We talked about Walker in the preview, how dangerous he is. Flin Flon misses the one-way. What a pass. Walker out front to Long, and Sudbury takes a 1-0 lead on just their second shot of the game there. Keith Yeager.
Briar Long was their leading scorer in the playoffs. He had 10 goals, 11 games, and 18 assists along that goal for 28 points. And unfortunately, their first real good chance hits the back of the net as Colin Miller just missed that top corner there to give the Bombers a 1-0 lead. But they got to keep fighting because they're getting more chances tonight. So they just got to keep going doing what they're doing. I'm sure they're going to get chances to score.
So Sudbury takes the 1-0 lead. Again, Long's first in the Centennial Cup. Walker the assist. We mentioned, of course, how good he's been. Just made a deadly pass to Maverick Delisle back the other way for Flin Flon. He'll cross the Sudbury line. Delisle in deep, throws it up front. That one goes wide. Mounier will hold it in. That goes wide again. Holmes will hold in the right point. We're getting the announcement on the goal here right now. They're going to add a second assist on that one as well. That's going to be handed out to Signoretti, the D-man. So he must have been the guy that brought the puck up the ice. So that's the official on the goal. Sudbury leads at 1-0. Puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Here's Mounier. Flin Flon trying to get something going, trying to respond to that goal. Here's a pass to center, picked up by Sykes. Quickly across the Sudbury line. Fired it over top of the net. Muka wins it back around the boards. Vachon waits for it. He'll keep it in deep. There's Sykes back of the net, picked up here by Muka. Muka's got it. Oh, back out front. Sykes missed it. Vachon a chance into the glove, and a good save there by Wintle as he'll close the trapper and make the stop. But a tough start here for Flin Flon. Looked promising early, but it's Sudbury who gets the first goal.
Yeah, it was a nice play, though. That was a really great backhand pass.
Great pass.
Yeah, great pass.
You
and
could
then
have
a great
scored
shot
that
too.
goal.
I could have, yes. Even being a left-hander, I was on the right side.
Actually, you got to give the shooter pretty good credit, though. He put it in a pretty good spot over top of his right shoulder.
Yeah, there was a bit of a screen, too, which blocked Charlie from being able to see that puck, but it was still a great shot.
Yeah, it was a good pass and a good shot. Sudbury, a 1-0 lead. Face-off inside Sudbury territory. Sykes gets waved out. Ulmer goes in to take the draws. He'll line up here against Long, who has the opening goal. Flin Flon wins the draw. Knutson along the boards. Picked up by Sykes. Back up on Ulmer's shot goes wide. Vachon will keep the puck in. It's been a good start for Flin Flon. Again, the majority of the plays been in the Sudbury zone, but the Bombers not been able to capitalize as of yet. Knutson hangs on to it. It scores. Leo Sykes redirects the puck in, and it's all tied at 1. Leo Sykes has had a lot of great chances in the first couple of the games. Gets the load out front, redirects it between the legs here of Wintle, and Flin Flon has tied it. How about that nice low shot from the blue line by Fashon, the key to that goal?
I think it was Knutson who actually got the shot away.
Well, it was Fashon on the right side that fired it through.
Well, we'll find out, but I think it was Knutson, but I could be wrong too. But it was a good forecheck again. Ryder Muko got the puck back to the point. And great little low shot and a great tip by Leo to put that in the back of the net.
Well, we talked a lot today about Flin Flon getting the first goal. They don't get it, but at least they respond quickly after Sudbury got on the board. That's a huge goal for Flin Flon.
Absolutely a huge goal, and they can probably start to relax a little bit, but they've had to better the chances. They've had the control of the puck for probably 60 to 70% of the games, I would say, so far.
And the Bombers on the attack again. Rhett Ewan down the left wing. That one will hit a skate. Alexander will keep the puck, and he fanned on it. Puck comes out to center. Other than the one scoring chance for Sudbury, they really have not been in the Flin Flon zone or get the assist on the goal. Knudsen and Muka are the assists on that one. So it is Seitz's first tournament. Like I said, if anybody deserves a goal, it's him with all the great chances he had the first two games. How about that chance he had against Longueuil in the dying seconds there when he got robbed with that glove save?
He's probably still thinking about that one.
Flin Flon banks the puck in. They've tied the game. It's 1-1 early here. 12:49 to go in this opening period. Arbery the steal back in the Sudbury net. Gets out front. That's ought to be scores anyway. Connor Miller. No one on the. Oh, he totally fanned off the shot. But it pulls the netminder and it goes low glove side here on Ian Wintle. And that'll be a free one the Flin Flon Bombers will pick up. He didn't get the wood on it he wanted, but you get a shot on net, Keith Yeager, anything can happen. Connor Miller's got his first of the tournament.
Well, a great forecheck by Reed Arbery to throw that out front. And you were talking earlier with Mike Reagan about how the Bombers haven't got a bounce. There's their first bounce of the tournament.
That'll come exactly 1 minute after Leo Seitz tied the game. So Flin Flon's first lead of the tournament, they're up 2-1, and a couple goals they needed, a couple guys they needed some offense from, they get it, in veterans Leo Seitz and Connor Miller. I think Wintle looks like he's a little bit rattled to me, Keith. It'll be interesting if Flin Flon get another chance on. The Bombers are right back inside the Sudbury zone again.
They're controlling the play, really controlling the play.
Mounier makes a good move. He'll hang on to it. He'll bring it in deep. Out front, that hits the side of the net. Comes back to blue line. Flin Flon holds it in, but they turn that puck over, intercepted here by Horgan. Horgan will drop this one back to Booth. Booth, the drop pass to Long. Back out front. Stretch pass misses. Flin Flon back the other way.
Nice play by Holmes to lift the player's stick there so he couldn't get a tip on that puck.
Morozov's pass got intercepted, comes back to center. Flin Flon almost had too many men on the ice there. The Sudbury bench was looking for a call. Martin, meanwhile, has the puck. He's across the line. That one got blocked. Puck comes in front of the Sudbury net, cleared off the glass. Martin knocked it down. Feeds it back the blue line. Nice pass. Knudsen spins, fires. Stick save made by Wintle. And that goes over the glass and out of play with 11:41 to go. But a good start for Flin Flon today. A 2-1 lead. Seitz and Miller, their first of the tournament. And the Bombers have been buzzing, looking like the Bomber team of old so far here today.
Yes, it definitely looks like more like Bomber hockey, getting pucks to the net, getting guys out front. Good on the forecheck, and they're really controlling the play here in this first half of the first period here so far.
Big face-off, McCartney for Sudbury lining up here against Delouse. McCartney wins the draw. That'll come back here to Lazarus. He carries it to center and throws it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Fashon goes down hard, but that'll be an icing call.
Ooh, that was a close one.
Yeah, they didn't think so, but we'll see if they go to center ice with this one. Doesn't look like they're going to, so the face-off will come back inside.
Yeah, Fashon blew a wheel there. And
very fortunate that was an ice because he went down. The two guys went right behind him.
Yes. And when the whistle went, it was definitely going to be the Sudbury guy who was getting the puck.
11.5 minutes to go in the opening period. Good start for Flin Flon today. They lead it 2-1. Face-off inside Sudbury territory. Ulmer off the draw. Back in front. Oh, Seitz just missed again. Low stick side. It's 3-1 if he hits the net. Knocked down. Here's a chance. Yakimchuk. There's a good stick save made by Wintle with all kinds of traffic in front. His best save of the hockey game.
The Bombers definitely got a shoot first mentality today. They're getting a lot of pucks on goal.
Bruce tries to race back inside his own zone, takes his guy to the ice as he hammers McCartney back of the net. McCartney gets back up. He's got the puck pinned up there. Back of the Flin Flon net. 11 minutes to go in the period. And they will force it up for a face-off. And I think this is just the second face-off in Flin Flon zone in the entire game so far.
Yeah, there was one in the first shift there, the first 15, 20 seconds of the game where they had one. And this is the longest it's been in our end, and it was tied up along the boards for quite a while.
10:55 remaining. Boy, a good start for Flin Flon. They give up the first goal. Long, just a second shot. Sudbury held the two shots. One of them is a goal. Flin Flon out shooting them 8-2 here early on the Orland Motel shot clock, and to get him taking a 2-1 lead. And quickly get the puck out. Here's Morozov, expecting a good afternoon from him. Tipped up to center. Oh, here's a giveaway. Long's got it. Coming across the Bomber line. Fashon comes back to cash him. You can hear the groan from the Bomber fans in front of us on that bad giveaway. Here's a steal for Flin Flon now. as Morozov will try to pick it up, but Adelin took it from him. Fanned on it out front, Arbery. Back up front. Can they squeeze it? Morozov gets to it. Morozov a backhander, and Whittle will stop that. Boy, some giveaways both ways here. Panic maybe jumping in a little bit both ways here, Keith.
Yeah, Knutson kind of tried to make a pass through the middle there, and it went right on the stick of Sudbury, but Fauchon with a great back check to take the puck away. And then immediately, Sudbury gave it away, and Bombers had 2 or 3 chances. They just couldn't get a clean one away.
Horrible giveaway by Sudbury inside their own zone to cough up the puck in front of your net like that. Very lucky. It's still 2-1, but a good start for the Bombers here today. 10:26 remaining in the opening period. The face-off back in Sudbury territory. Alexander, Stinton, and Ewan all set to go back to work with Mounier on the back end here for Flin Flon, joined here by Holmes. Holmes has a go over top of his stick. He'll race back and pick it up at center. Now he'll dump it in. Puck picked up here by Sudbury, back of their own goal.
Big
Morgan gets taken down that time by Ewan, and you're not kidding. That was a big body check. Flin Flon throwing a lot of big hits here. Like I said, this looks way more like the Bomber team of old. That's got Sudbury throwing. So we got to have a penalty in behind the play here.
Yep, even after him.
Look out, now we got something happen. I can't even see with this beam in front of me, but there's a big confrontation down at the other end of the ice. We've had this broadcast booth for 3 games now, and I think that's the first time that there's been an altercation in that far corner that I can't see.
This is the first time you've seen an altercation where there was actually some heat behind it.
That led to that hit, of course, you talked about it, that big hit by Rhett Ewan. They were running after Holmes, and Holmes has lost his bucket.
Yeah, one of the Sudbury guys going off for an elbow.
I thought they might try and take a Bomber as well, but looks like it's going to be a Bomber power play. Charging is going to be the penalty against Abelflan. Was he the guy that Ewan knocked down?
I wasn't
thinking
sure
it must
if
be.
It wasn't him, but there was definitely a retaliation that came right after. They went after Holmes, and you could see. I thought it was a hot elbow because the guy's arm came up nice up high. But either way, doesn't matter what kind of a penalty it is. It's a 2-minute penalty, and we're going to the power play.
Well, we talked about it, you and I, about the special teams. Mike Reagan as well. I said, if you win the special teams battles today, do you win the hockey game? He said they should. The Bomber power play very good this year at 24.7%, but have not scored a power play goal in the tournament. They were 0 for 6 against Longueuil and 0 for 2 against Toronto in the second game. We'll see what they can do. They've had a lot. They've looked very good 5-on-5 today. We'll see about the first power play. Flin Flon's first chance. Alexander, Arbery, Ewan. And on the back end, you've got Miller, who's got one of the 2 goals today, and Knutson. Miller along the wall. Shoots it. Save made. Wintle rebounds. Flin Flon after it. Knutson holds the line. Nice job. Back to Arbery. He'll take a look. Back to Knutson. Through traffic. Puck bouncing in front. And that's scooped up by Klinkhammer here. And Sudbury will get 3 skaters away at center. Klinkhammer spins and fires it back in the Flin Flon zone. Arbery will grab it. He'll drop it back in the net. 1:33 to go in the power play. 9.5 minutes to go in this opening period. Flin Flon in front 2-1. Here comes Connor Miller. The drop pass to Knutson at center. He'll get a hold of it. He'll hammer it around the boards. Ewan can't pick it up. Blue line held in by Arbery, but ripped over top of the glass and out of play. 1:18 to go in the power play. 9:22 in the period. And the Bombers just need to settle down a little bit, try and set up and just try not to force it.
Yes, this is a big point of the game here. I know it's still early in the game, but you got a 2-1 lead. You've had the pressure on most of the time here. If you can get a power play goal to stretch that lead by a couple of goals, it's going to really bode well for Bomber hockey.
Ryder Muka will let Delisle take the face-off. He'll line up here against Dubray. Deep inside the Sudbury zone. Off the face-off. Morozov pinned up. Flin Flon will flip to the blue line, and Knutson just keeps it in by a hair. Feeds it back to Fauchon. Here's Delisle, a shot. That got blocked, and then Whittle got his stick on as it rolled to the front of the net. Nice job here by Fauchon to keep it in. Not a high stick, apparently. Here's Delisle. Back out front, and that'll go off the stick. That looked like a high stick to me, did it not?
I thought it was a high stick from this angle, absolutely. But Fauchon,
and I think did you notice that he kind of hesitated? I think he thought too, but you keep playing until you hear a whistle, right?
Absolutely, you keep playing until you hear the whistle. But another block by Sudbury there, put the puck over the net.
Get a lot of sticks in front of pucks.
They do, and they're needed to because the Bombers throwing a lot of rubber at the net.
So there's still 55 seconds remaining in the power play. Faceoff will stay inside Sudbury territory. Bombers continue to switch things up here. Delisle in there for the faceoff this time. Gets the puck in deep. Morozov and Stinton in there try to work it free. Puck goes back of the Sudbury net to the blue line. Fauchon holds it in. Here's Delisle. Gives the puck away. And Sudbury will get two guys quickly up the center. Good penalty killing by them so far. They try to throw that out front. That was the forward Klinkhammer. That one got blocked. Forces Delisle back. 28 seconds to go in the Flin Flon power play. Here's a quick pass. Morozov could fly. He's got it at center. Now inside Sudbury territory. Tried to feed it to the corner. Again, that got deflected by a stick. Puck goes back in the Sudbury net. There's Ryder Muka. Feeds it back to Fashawn. 13 seconds to go in the power play. Delisle in the corner. Morozov will circle out front. Here's Morozov looking to the high slot. Dropped it back. Look out. Puck just stays in again. Fashawn along the board. Delisle. Back of the goal. Back out front. What did he? They try to jam it. A good pad save made by Wintle. Flin was out of the box, and Flin Flon 0 for 1 in the power play. Did get some good chances, and they got a 4-on-2 developing here. Flin in the box. What's in a backhander? Good save by Trent. And he'll grab the rebound and hang on. But a good chance for Flin out of the box. Will take a break. Flin Flon leads it 2-1 here. First period action for the Centennial Cup will continue on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
McMunnin Yates Building Supplies is proud to be supporting the Flin Flon Bombers. They know that the Bombers won't hold back and will make everyone proud in the Centennial Cup. And just like the Bombers, refuse to hold back on your spring projects. Find hot deals on everything you need to get started, from bold paints to new tools and flooring to a new toilet. Celebrate 55 years of business with the McMunnin Yates Big Anniversary Sales Event. And go Bombers go!
The Flin Flon Credit Union is a proud supporter of the Flin Flon Bombers and wishes them all the best at the Centennial Cup Championship. From buying your first home to reaching your investment goals or just finding what savings account is right for you, your credit union is there to help you succeed. Handle your banking right from the app or head on in and enjoy the personal service. Flin Flon Credit Union. Go Bombers, go!
Alrighty, welcome back here to beautiful Credit Union Place. A 2-1 lead for Flin Flon here today. They do not capitalize, though, on the power play. Out shooting Sudbury 10-3 in the opening period. Geez, other than scoring the opening goal, Mike Reagan's got to be ecstatic with the way his team's responded here today so far.
They definitely look like the better team so far in the first half of this period.
Controlling the play for sure.
Definitely controlling the play for sure. 5-on-5, they've been dominant. Their power play, again, it's just something they haven't been able to get going so far in the tournament. If they can find a way to do that, they can light the team up here this afternoon.
Long's got the goal for Sudbury. He'll take the face-off here deep inside the Flin Flon zone against Leo. A lot of guys.
I think they're going to break a record for guys thrown out of a face-off.
You might see defensemen having to take draws. Puck comes back to blue line, gets away from the Sudbury D-man Baldy, and the puck will race back down inside Sudbury territory as Cigaretti, who had an assist on that opening goal, races back but loses the puck back of the goal. Flin Flon in there, jams it free. Nice job by Ulmer. In the corner for Seitz. Beautiful goal from him to get Flin Flon on the board here today. Flin Flon holds it in the blue line. Chance for Knudsen, tried to get in tight. Had it stripped away that time. Sudbury back the other way, inside Flin Flon territory. Here comes Walker. We mentioned how dangerous he is along the boards to the blue line. Sudbury gets it. They throw it to the front of the net. That got blocked. Now there's a shot off the side of the mask that time from Trent. They didn't see Klinkhammer go in behind there and get a quick chance. He fired that off of Trent's mask. He's got to take it off and do a little bit of repair work on it. He didn't see him sneak in there behind that fray of players.
No, and that's the best shift that Sudbury's had since the first one of the game.
I think when Walker's on the ice, that seems to be their best chances to score.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got the assist today, and like we said, was the playoff MVP for them. And has looked good here so far. Face-off inside Flin Flon territory. Miller wins another draw here today. He does have one of the two goals as well. Flin Flon in front 2-1. Sudbury's got the puck, though. Back of the Bomber net. That's Cohen. Back out front. Wrap around. Good save, Trent. Cohen thought he was able to get that one in there. He signaled like he scored, but...
Oh, that was close. It went off the Bomber's stick as he tried to pass it over front and just about through the 5-hole of Charlie.
He thought he scored, had his stick up, but don't believe it went across the line. The light never went on, and the referee is down there, so they'll try it again. This time they'll move to the right face-off circle. McCartney will take the draw here for Sudbury's. He'll line up against White Stinton. Of course, we'll see if both guys can stay in the face-off circle. They do. Puck is dropped. Sudbury wins the draw. And it's Rhett Ewan back of his own net. Nice job to flip that back to Alexander. Gives it away in front of the net. There's a steal. It's fired into the net that time by Klickhammer. Sudbury starting to get their legs out of them and have cost the Bombers have coughed up the puck down in their own zone in the last 2 or 3 sequences.
Yes, they have, but that's why you have a great goalie for when those mistakes do happen, and Charlie came up big both times.
Nice glove save there. He's got his mojo back for sure. McCartney once again to take the draw here. Connor Minnow will line up here for Flin Flon. The face off to right of Charlie Trent, a 2-1 Flin Flon lead. 6:45 to go in this opening period. One of the rare face-offs that Miller didn't win. McCartney takes a good hit back of the net. Throws it in the corner. Yakimchuk try to hop on the loose puck. He does. He'll flip up the far side this time. Morozov, good job to chip it down the ice. Puck comes back to center. Arbery has his guy down. The puck is underneath him. Comes back to Morozov at center. He'll flip that back inside Sudbury territory. Puck rolls back of the Sudbury net. Lazarus has it. Here comes Lazarus to his blue line. Center ice. He'll flip it in as the rest of the unit was changing. Here's Mounier. Back up the boards to Morozov that hit Risbin. But Flin will try to jump back on it. Maverick Delau across the line, but can't keep it in. Mounier gets it back at center. Fires it off the boards back of the Sudbury net. Risbin there to pick it up. Delau will chase him. Puck comes out front. Blue line. Mounier holds it in. Fires it in the corner. Delau tried to get a stick on it. Maverick Delau in the corner. Bumped off the play by Moore. Puck comes back up on the Bomber bench. A big collision there between Nash Holmes, who's looked good here early, as he collides here with Abel Flanders in front of the benches as the puck redirects up in the Bomber bench, and they'll blow that one down. 5:35 to go opening period. Nash Holmes looks pretty good here today.
Yeah, he has. He hasn't looked out of place or missed a beat here. He's skating well, keeping the puck in a few times on the point, getting it at the net. And Reed Arbery has already thrown 3 big hits. 3 times he's hit guys, and they've gone to the ice already so far in the first 15 minutes of the game.
One of our players to watch for Flin Flon as we kicked off the broadcast here this morning. Face up outside the Sudbury blue line. Delisle in there again, digs deep, but the puck comes back to the Sudbury D-man. That's Signoretti. And he'll flip that inside the Flin Flon zone. It's going to roll the front of the net. Trenton forced to make the save because Long will make his way to the front of the net. And he'll force Charlie to hang on to the puck, and we'll get a face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. Orland Motel shot clock 10-5. Sudbury slowly but surely getting better as the period looms on.
Yes, the last couple of minutes they seem to have got some momentum going here. The Bombers on the 5-on. After the power play, really, the Bombers had all the pressure until the power play, and with that big penalty kill, it's kind of flopped here a little bit.
I'm going to go back to a comment that you made. You talked about, how that was an early power play in the game, and how it could be a game changer. Sudbury, good penalty kill, have looked like you mentioned, a totally different team since that Bomber power play.
Yeah, the ice is definitely tilted the other way. There's been on our end a lot more here in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Flin Flon wins this face-off. There's the bounce pass. That'll be icing again, although Ulmer gets clipped behind the D. The goaltender comes out and swats it to the corner. Great hustle by Ryan Ulmer, pardon me. Vachon will knock it down, throws it to the corner. Bomber fans looking for a penalty there. Here's Seitz back of the net. They'll work it back to Vachon again. Can't hold the line. And now we got Muka tied up inside the zone here with Valade. They're looking for maybe an interference penalty in front of the net there. Somebody got collided with, but no call made. It remains 5-on-5. Exactly 5 minutes to go in the period with the face-off outside the Sudbury blue line. Flin Flon in front 2-1. Seitz and Miller the goals. Long open up the scoring on this, the second Sudbury shot early in the hockey game here today. Sudbury wins another face-off. They've really taken over in that category. Puck is redirected inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Vachon. He's got it. Gets it back to Knutson. Intercepted again, but puck comes to center. Ulmer back on top of it. He'll throw it in. Muka cruising down the ice. Can't pick it up, but Seitz is there. Knocked it down. Battling along the wall here with Long. Puck just inside the Sudbury blue line. Now they'll grab it. Moore takes the pass. Up the right side. Dropped it back to the blue line. Big hit there as Muka steps into his guy. Puck squirts free. Seitz has got it, looking for somebody to give it to. The rest of the line was changing. Seitz at center. He'll hammer it in. New recruits on the ice for Flin Flon as the puck is picked up here by the Sudbury D-man, Risman. He banks it up the boards, gets past Holmes. That should be an icing call. It is, as Mounier races back, and we'll get a face-off in Sudbury territory 4:07 remaining in the opening period. Once again, Flin Flon leading this game by a score of 2-1. We have a busy day with a couple other games planned for later today. As we'll take a look at who's playing in the tournament a little bit later on. We got the Rockland. They'll take on Thunder Bay. That's the next game. 2 o'clock Manitoba time, then a big game tonight. The Patriots against Truro. Boy, Truro would be looking to pull quite the upset there if they could beat that Toronto team, who's the best team I've seen in the tournament so far, in my opinion.
They definitely look like the most explosive team.
Alexander back of the Sudbury net, looking for some room here, trying to come back out front. He'll flip around the far side. Mind you, Canmore and Niverville look pretty good, too, from at least what I've seen so far. Flin Flon trying to stay in the mix here. Sitting will hold the blue line. His shot off the stick. Again, deflects just past the net, and there's a lot of traffic in front of the Sudbury netminder, Wintle. Stinton tries to keep it in. Grabbed here by Signoretti. Lost the handle. Stolen by Alexander. Comes back to blue line. Knocked down by Holmes. The shot scores! Red Ewan with the redirection. And Flin Flon will take a 3-1 lead. Another nice low shot here by a Bomber knee man in Holmes. And Rhett Ewan's got his first of the tournament as well. The Bombers, obviously a couple things they wanted to do today. They wanted to be more physical, and they wanted to get in front of the other net. 2 of the 3 Flin Flon Bomber goals have been scored by deflections.
Yes, they're getting on their horses. They're getting in deep, forechecking cough. Again, what happened there is Alexander made them cough up the puck, came around, made a great pass to Nash Holmes, and a great shot pass from Holmes, and an awesome deflection from Ewan to put it home.
So Flin Flon has taken a 3-1 lead. Rhett Ewan had 6 goals in the playoff, pushed for the Cantera Seeds Cup. He's got his first in the Centennial Cup. And again, a nice job by Nash Holmes from the blue line. A nice low shot, and Ewan out front, and he redirects the puck past Ian Wintle, who might be a goal away from being pulled from this hockey game as the puck is sent inside the Flin Flon zone. He's not looked sharp here in the early going, but then again, deflections are tough to stop. I have to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Lazarus tries to come back for Sudbury. That got blocked. Mounier has it. Gets the puck out. Arbery tried to play that one ahead. He's tied up outside the Bomber blue line. So just a 1 assist to Holmes. Here's Morozov quickly back across the line. Left it there for Yakubchuk. He overskates it. Puck grabbed here. Here comes Cohen back the other way. Koritz across the Flin Flon line looking for someone to give it to. He'll drop it there. Intercepted by the Bombers' Lalamier. Lalamier will now flip the puck back inside Sudbury territory. Wigard is there in the corner. The captain for Sudbury, Klinkhammer, comes back and he feeds it back to center. Bombers will chip that puck back in. They'll roll to the front of the Sudbury net. Save made here by Wintle. 2:18 remaining here in the opening period. Bashan overskates it again. Here comes King barreling down on him. Bashan will slow him down a little bit as the puck goes back inside the Flin Flon zone. Puck goes behind the Flin Flon net. Bashan after it along the board. Said he was thrilled with the Montreal Canadian victory last night. Thought it might inspire him here today.
Knutsen's feeling it after that last hit.
Lalamier. That shot got blocked. Picked up here by Horgan as he fires it back in the Flin Flon zone. Mounier blocked that. Back to Lalamier. He'll redirect it back in Sudbury territory. And it is an icing call, so I guess he did not touch the puck. But a 3-1 lead here for Flin Flon. They give up the first goal today, but have come back with 3 in a row. Seitz, Miller, and Ewan, all 3 veteran guys. All 3 guys who had tremendous playoff runs, all getting on the board here today.
Yeah, the team's been so snake-bitten, and it's good to see some guys get their chance to put the puck in the back of the net. It's going to give them some confidence. They've been playing really, really well all game here, other than the 2 or 3 minutes where Sudbury had a little bit of control.
11-5 the shots in Flin Flon's favor. The Orland Motel shot clock, but more importantly, a 3-1 lead off the face-off. Somebody loses his stick. That's Mounier. Bombers round the boards for Lalamier. Lost that battle on the board. Picked up, walking in and just firing it wide that time. A great chance, courtesy of Horgan. Puck sent back at the Sudbury blue line. Here comes King back to pick it up. King on the Cubs side of center. I want to say Wolves all the time, but it's the Cubs. King will flip that one back into Valade. Back up the middle. There's a nice body check by, I'll tell you what, Nash Holmes has looked great today. The big body check there. He's certainly savoring the opportunity to get out there, and he's looked good. Got an assist on the 3rd goal, and a nice body check there at center.
And drew the penalty.
Cubs after it at center. You're right. Here's a chance now for Leo Seitz as he jumps on this loose puck inside the Sudbury zone. Big collision there between Muka and Klinkhammer in front of the Sudbury bench, and that ends up bringing that play to a close as the puck hit the two players that were on the ice. Now the puck is lifted in. We got 45 seconds, by the way, remaining in the opening period today. Nash Holmes back out there. Puck is pushed down the ice. Risman back to get it, throws it in front of his net. That was dangerous, and Stitton will intercept it. Stitton back of the net to the blue line. Knocked down. There's a long shot by Bruce. The save made. Rebound. They score again. Red Ewan's got his second of the period. And it's a 4-1 Flin Flon lead. And Wenzel looking at the bench. His day is done. And Flin Flon will take a 4-1 lead. Red Ewan again parked in front of the net. Has his second of the tournament, second of the day. And that will chase Ian Wenzel from the pipes. His day is done. I figured he was one goal away from being done, and he looked at the bench right after that puck went in.
You called it. Another rebound shot. The guy's getting away from the point. Again, we said earlier that the Bombers got the shot mentality. They're forechecking, getting the puck around to the points. The points are wasting no time putting it on net, and it's good things are happening.
Well, Sudbury has not been good in their own zone in this game. They're just letting Flin Flon sit in front of the net, and they're going to score goals if you do that.
Well, and I think they're starting to hear the footsteps coming, too, because they're giving up the puck a lot. They're making some bad passes, missing players by 3 and 4 feet.
Well, that was a horrible pass. He got at the puck in the corner, and he goes right across the zone in front of his own net. You got to go off the boards and try to get the puck out.
Well, if you're going to make the pass in front of your own net, it's got to be on the stick, because if you miss it, it's turning the other way.
Flin Flon jumps on a turnover in the Sudbury zone. Rhett Ewan parked out front. He'll bank it in. Here comes the official on the Ewan goal. His second of the day. Face off back inside the Flin Flon zone to the right of Charlie Trent. Stitton, who's in the face-off, gets an assist on that goal. Just the one assist there, Keith?
Braden Bruce got the first one, and Stitton got the second.
Which makes sense because he fired it off his chest, right, when the rebound came out front.
You bet.
5 seconds remaining. What an opening period for Flin Flon today. And that's blown down with 1 second to go. I think the puck went up at the Bomber bench again. Chris Bordas trying to throw a puck up over the glass, didn't make it. Trying to throw a puck to the youngster, but couldn't get it up over the glass.
Well, he's known for his coaching ability, not his arm.
No comments. 1 second remaining here in the period. Face off outside the Flin Flon blue line as Stitton will take the draw here against Long. Long, of course, has the Sudbury goal. That's going to do it for the opening 20 today. And these are Mike Reagan. You got to be happy with that period. By far, the Bombers' best period here in the tournament so far.
Oh, easily their best one. They played well in other chances. In Long A, they had their opportunities, but nothing like today. Today, they're flying. They're putting the pressure on, causing the other team to give up the puck, and when you get the other team to give up the puck, you're going to get scoring chances.
All right, we'll take a break. The opening intermission straight ahead for the co-op. But boy, lots to talk about for the Bombers, including that Northland Ford first period scoring summary. Flin Flon leads it 4-1 on a pair of goals courtesy of Rhett Ewan here on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
In 1927, Hudbay began and then grew with properties under exploration, development, and operation. Hudbay is proud to be a sponsor of this Flin Flon Bombers Centennial Cup broadcast. Through active participation, bursaries, and donations, Hudbay is proud to continue its 99-year history of supporting the community, its organizations, and its people. Hudbay wishes the best for the Bombers and their fans, built on the strengths of today and tomorrow. Go Bombers, go!
The North of 53 Co-op is not just a building, card lock, or food store. They're a group of people working together to help their neighbors build our community. And they're proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers during their Centennial Cup run. The North of 53 Co-op is built by you and for you, and offers the products and services needed by us. That's why it's not just a catchphrase, it's a fact. At the North of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center wish the Flin Flon Bombers luck in the Centennial Cup. Creighton Furniture has what you need to create the feel, function, and features you want in your home, including great prices on upright freezers, retro fridges, and furniture with the colors you've been dreaming of. So while the Bombers make a statement in the Centennial Cup, you can too by shopping at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center on Main Street, Creighton. Go Bombers, go!
There are many ways for you to support our local SPCA. Adoption will allow you to feel the joy from an animal and serve as their forever home. Cash donations are always accepted, as well as donations of pet food, cat litter, and cleaning supplies like bleach, paper towels, and unscented wipes. Our SPCA receives no government funding and relies entirely on the donations of our community. To find the best way to offer support, visit Flin Flon Creighton and Area SPCA on Facebook. This message brought to you by Art O'Donnell in support of the SPCA and the SJHL champion Flin Flon Bombers.
Alrighty, we're back here. Credit Union Place. What a great opening period for Flin Flon here today. Needed their best effort. They've got that a 4-1 lead as we take a look at the Northland Ford first period scoring summary. We really stressed the first goal here today. Keith, Flin Flon does not get that. They actually give up a goal to Sudbury. Long gets his first of the tournament from Walker, as well as the defenseman Signoretti. And it was just their second shot of the period at 4:42. But to Flin Flon's credit, did not quite. We mentioned they came out with a great work ethic today. Really established a strong forecheck early. Majority of the first part of the period anyway was spent in Sudbury's zone. So Sudbury does get the first goal, but the Bombers really bounce back in a big way with 4 straight. Leo Seitz a nice redirection, his first from Knutson and Muka at 6:16 would tie things up. Connor Miller comes back exactly 1 minute later. The strangest goal of the day. A great job in behind the net by Arbery to beat the D-man feet out front. He actually fanned on the puck, but got enough of it to get it in for his first of the tournament. Rhett Ewan comes back. He's left alone out front for the redirection. His first at 16:28 from Holmes. And then Ewan again, as he's able to grab a rebound. His second of the period from Stinton and Bruce at 19:34. Shots on the Orland Motel shot clock, 12-5 in Flin Flon's favor. The Bombers 0 for 1 on the power play. Sudbury 0 for 1, and not a lot of oomph from Sudbury in this. And I mean, you can blame their goalie all you want, but not a lot of energy from them here in the game so far. Flin Flon by far the better team.
Yeah, I don't know how much you can blame the goalie. I mean, when the pressure's always in your end and that kind of stuff, and your team's coughing the puck up, your team's losing basically every board battle. Mm-hmm. Like when Arbery got that chance or threw it out front to Connor Miller there, he took it away from 3 guys and then threw it out front. There should be no way that you lose a puck behind your net with a 1-on-3 battle. But Reed Arbery, again, he's thrown 3 hits where he puts guys to the ice, so maybe they're starting to just feel the footsteps, hear things a little bit, because when you start doing that, you start doubting yourself, you start to make mistakes.
That's what's happened. Full marks, Flin Flon leads the Sudbury Cubs 4-1 after 20 minutes of play. Ewan's got a pair. Miller and Seitz have also hit the back of the net for the first time in the tournament, and again, the shots in Flin Flon's favor, 12-5 here after 1. We'll take another quick break. We're going to come back with our Creighton Pizza player profile. Daniel Morozov, no points surprisingly here today, but certainly has been one of their best offensive threats, I thought, the first couple of games, and no doubt will be heard from, I'm sure, before the game's done here today and before the tournament's done this week. So one more quick break, back with Daniel Morozov, our Creighton Pizza player profile, and more of the opening intermission for the Co-op here from the Centennial Cup on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
The Orland Motel is happy to support this Bomber playoff broadcast, and they also have a wish for each of you to fall in love again with your home, whether rebuilding or settled in, to enjoy your community, take time with your neighbors, and celebrate your friends. The North is a beautiful and unique way of life with deep roots and simple pleasures. So enjoy. The Orland Motel, so proud to be part of our communities.
Go, Bomber, go!
Arctic Beverages and Gatorade Water are proud to be part of supporting our Flin Flon Bombers in Summerside PEI for the 2026 Centennial Cup. And whether you're in competitive hockey or you're a weekend walker, hiker, or even cyclist, hydration is key. And Gatorade Water has no sugary or salty taste, and it's infused with electrolytes. Gatorade Water and Arctic Beverages, supporting our hometown Flin Flon Bombers at the Centennial Cup. Go Bombers, go!
Creighton's Pizza excited about the summer and are very excited to take their tasty menu out to you. Be on the lookout for the Creighton's Pizza food truck and all their tasty menu items, including chicken souvlaki, smokies, flake broiled burgers, fries, poutine, and of course, pizza by the slice. The food truck will be showing up in random areas and all kinds of special events throughout the summer between 11 and 2. Creighton's Pizza providing quality food and service in northern Manitoba and Saskatchewan for decades, and want to wish the Flin Flon Bombers all the best at this year's Centennial Cup in Summerside, PEI.
Welcome to our first intermission, our Creighton Pizza player profile. Daniel Morozov, of course, a big story for the Flin Flon Bombers this year. Big story in the big championship clinching victory in Yorkton. We'll start with that, Daniel. I'm assuming the best game for you in junior hockey, scoring not only the game winner but both goals to win that game in Yorkton. I guess it seems like a lifetime away now.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was definitely a highlight in my career so far, and got to thank my line mates for sure. They, made it easy on me, and we were creating all night, and felt good to see a couple go in, and I just want to give credit to my teammates.
That first goal you scored, did you think that was going to be enough to be the game winner here that night?
Well, with how our defense and Tritter were playing, I thought, we got a 4-on-4, and I like to use my speed and skill in 4-on-4s, and me and Rito made a beautiful play there, and we're lucky to find another one go in for a little bit of an insurance marker. So it felt good, but we were pressing all night, so just glad to see 2 go in for me.
I think it's safe to say you guys are pretty, not cocky, but pretty confident you're going to be able to end it that night. I mean, like you said, defensively, you really didn't give them much. You protected your own end very well.
Yeah, we know that Yorkton was a high offensive team, and our main focus was to be sound defensively and capitalize on our chances offensively. And I think our forwards and D helped Tritter out a lot, and Tritter obviously made a bunch of great saves, and it was a great team effort that game.
Talk about the championship experience. I mean, you came in certainly like everybody else, so the team's always in the mix, thinking maybe this will be the year. Was there a point for you along the way where you thought, this group is special, I think we will be able to get her done this time?
Yeah, I look back to Game 7 against Weyburn when we battled a 1-0 win out. Game 7s are very high intensity games, and for us to go into our barn in that atmosphere and grit out a 1-0 win kind of told me and the group that we can do some real damage, and we were going into the finals, and we were very confident in ourselves, and I think we proved that in the finals.
I think you did too. Here we are at the Centennial Cup, another noon start time here today, 10 o'clock in Manitoba. Has it been a big adjustment with the different times here so far for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been an adjustment, but we can't have that as an excuse because all the teams are battling through the same thing. So we're just trying to find our first win here tonight, and I think we're a confident group, and no matter what time we're playing at, I think we need to find one win here, and then I think we'll be good. So the boys are ready to go this afternoon.
The big thing for me is, you're 0-2, but you still control your own destiny. If you win today, you certainly can turn things around in a hurry.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously not the start we were looking for, but we still got 2 round robin games here, and we're very confident that we can find a way to win both these games. And right now we're just trying to get to the quarterfinals, and then once we get there, then it's anyone's ball game. So big one here this afternoon, and we'll try to find another win on Wednesday.
How tough is it for you personally to prepare for teams you've never seen before?
It's not too bad. We've got an unbelievable video staff. They have us extremely prepared for any team we're playing, whether it's in the SJ or these teams here. So we're very prepared, and we're ready to go.
I thought you've looked pretty good. You've had some good looks. You've been able to move around quite a bit, but maybe having a tough time. Is it the biggest adjustment getting those shooting lanes? I mean, you move the puck, you stick handle wonderfully. Is it tough to get to the shooting lanes here compared to maybe how it was in the SJHL throughout the regular season and playoffs?
Yeah, for sure. Teams are really dialed in right now, and really sound defensively. And for myself, like you said, I feel like I've been creating a lot. I guess the puck's just not going in for me and my line mates, but we're looking to change that this afternoon.
How big would it be? I mean, one of the strengths of this team, I don't think it's any secret. You score that first goal, you guys just really seem to propel after that. How badly do you need the first one today?
Yeah, very bad, very bad. I think we're, in the first 5 minutes, we're going to be pushing for that first one. I think all year when we scored first, we liked our outcome of that game. So we've yet to score first here, and I think if we do that, we will, be in a very good spot.
Nobody likes to lose, Daniel, but sometimes a loss can be a good thing. I know your coach mentioned it to me. I know the players felt a little embarrassed after the Toronto game, losing 7-2. Does that motivate you even more for today?
Absolutely. We're looking for revenge here. And obviously this is pretty much a must-win game, so we're coming into this one as a Game 7, and the boys are really excited, and we're very eager to get our first win. I think everyone in our pools won a game except for us, so we're looking to change that tonight.
Having a day off in between games probably is not a bad thing either, right?
No, that was awesome. Got to spend time with our family. Obviously it was Mother's Day, and all the boys got to see their moms, and it was a good day just to relax and kind of take your mind off hockey. But this afternoon it's back to work, and we're ready to go.
Sounds good to me. Daniel, again, congratulations. I mean, a terrific year for you. A wonderful game, obviously, to help the team claim a championship trophy. Like I said, in my opinion, you've been one of the better players here that I've witnessed the first couple of games. So hopefully the puck can start to go in for you here today, and you guys can pick up a very important victory. So thanks for this. Good luck in a very big game against Sudbury.
Awesome. Thanks, Hardy.
Daniel Morozov, our Creighton Pizza player profile here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the Centennial Cup. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring the Centennial Cup to the best fans in the country, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
Arctic Beverages and Gatorade Water are proud to be part of supporting our Flin Flon Bombers in Summerside PEI for the 2026 Centennial Cup. And whether you're in competitive hockey or you're a weekend walker, hiker, or even cyclist, hydration is key. And Gatorade Water has no sugary or salty taste, and it's infused with electrolytes. Gatorade Water and Arctic Beverages, supporting our hometown Flin Flon Bombers at the Centennial Cup. Go Bombers, go!
This broadcast is brought to you by Eldorado Gold Saskatchewan, formerly Foran Mining, now part of an even stronger Canadian headquartered mining company, expanding its presence at home. We're proud to continue advancing the McIlvania Bay project, less than an hour from Flin Flon and Creighton. McIlvania Bay is Saskatchewan's first copper mine in over 30 years and a federally recognized project of national significance. As we move towards production, we're building momentum and growing our team. As we near production, we're also investing in exploration to help bring Northeast Saskatchewan's next mining district to life. And we need your help. Apply today at foranmining.com/careers and go Bombers.
Frontline Sport and Leisure are proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers, wishing them the best in the Centennial Cup. Frontline has the parts you're looking for to tackle our northern terrain, from quads to side-by-sides, and whatever you need to find the perfect off-road vehicle. Visit them in person on Coronation Drive in Creighton or call 688-3333 to find your next ATV and Ranger, or cruise around the lake in style with a new boat and motor. Your future is riding on this at Frontline Sport and Leisure.
And welcome back to Credit Union Place. A great opening period for Flin Flon here today. Gave up the first goal, but come back with the next four and have a 4-1 lead. Their first time they led after a period of play here at the Centennial Cup as the officials have made their way back on the ice. And that means the two teams will be coming out here momentarily. So again, Rhett Ewan leading the way with a pair of goals. He had 6 goals, like we mentioned, in their run to the Cantera Seeds Cup, second only to Connor Miller, who led the team with 9. He's got 2 today. And speaking of Connor Miller, he has scored, and so has Leo Seitz. So one of the big gunners that they needed to get going have all scored here today. And Flin Flon also out-shooting Sudbury in the opening period. They're Keith 12-5. The big thing for Flin Flon, don't take your foot off the gas and just keep on coming till the final whistle.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was thinking, is that you can't give it. When you look at how many goals and stuff this team scored during the playoffs and during the regular season, they've got some guys who can put the puck in the net, like we saw in the first period there, Walker and Long. They're a pretty dangerous pair, so you want to make sure that you keep going, keep the puck for forechecking, and make sure that you get a few more and actually put this game so you can set back for the third period and get prepared for Wednesday's game.
And there's been a goaltending change as well after Wentzel gave up the fourth goal there late in the period. He's been replaced by Varamian. So we had a sense. I thought that Wentzel looked a little rattled to me. And I knew after football made it 3-1, I thought, you know what, I think he's just a goal away from being pulled. And we'll see if the goaltending change can kind of spark Sudbury here for the second period as well.
Well, good to see Knutson back out here, too. And, yeah, the goaltending change, The only goal you'd look at that was maybe his fault was the Connor Miller one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, every once in a while, those ones that the off-speed ones you can't really catch up to. You've made your commitment to go one place, and the puck goes the other way at such an awkward speed you can't catch up to it. But the Sudbury Wolves, they got to get on their horses because the Bombers have been all over them. And if the Bombers continue to forecheck the way they did in the first period, it's going to be a long night for Sudbury.
Well, I mean, they've got their 1-1, so still 2 periods to go. Obviously, they could really put a dagger in the Bombers' playoff chances. They can come back and win this game here today.
They could, but if the way the Bombers keep playing the way they're in, I'm sure it's going to turn out with a win for the Bombers.
Here's a chance now as they try to get that puck back out front. Sudbury starts strong. Here's Landon Alexander up the right side, trying to get by the D-man. He gets tripped up. He's looking back for a call, but he's not going to get it. Meanwhile, Long, who's got the Sudbury goal, will get a hold of it. He'll dump it inside the Flin Flon zone. Goes to the side. That grabbed here by Trent. He'll jump on it and hang on. And we'll get a face-off back in the Flin Flon zone. Got a little bit ugly there late in the first, but it's kind of carried over early in the second with a big scrum behind the net.
Yeah, the Sudbury looks like they've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder here. Now they've had that one big scrum here late in the first period. Another one here to start the second. Maybe they look like they got a little bit of anger, but of course, if you were down 4-1, I'd feel angry myself as well.
We'll see what happens there for this big face-off to start the second period. Inside the Flin Flon zone to the left of Charlie Trent. Didn't have to make a lot of big saves, but had a couple of good ones after Sudbury did open up the scoring. Off the face-off deep in Flin Flon territory. The Wolves try to go to work. That's Walker along the boards. He can't knock it down. Belay does, though, as he shovels that back of the Flin Flon net. Puck is picked up right back out front. Wide open, was Long, and he couldn't take the pass cleanly. He's wide open in front of that net. Can't hold on to the puck either. It'll roll down the ice, and the new goaltender, Baramian, will make the save. Push it back, and there's a giveaway. Chance in front! Oh, just ripped wide that time by Morozov. An absolute gift there on a horrible giveaway by Sudbury in their own zone. I thought it was going to be 5-1 there, Keith. That was close.
That was really close. And again, they're getting on their horses. They're forechecking. And when you do that, you cause the other teams to give up the chances. And they gave one up right there. A real dangerous one.
Is really reacting late to shots, too. Doesn't look set to me either. Well, it'll be interesting if Flin Flon get a couple shots on him here early in the second period. Play inside the Sudbury zone. Arbery takes his guy down the ice. Yakubchuk will hold it in. Fanned on it. Got it back. Throws it through traffic again wide. Morozov had that great chances moments ago. Throws it in front of that. Puck rolls away. Walker will pick it up off the glass. Will he have enough to get it down the ice for an icing call? Looks like he will. And that was the best thing he could do as they were running around inside their own zone.
This is a tired line here for Sudbury. The start of the second period, they may have had one change, and they got their offensive line out there with Walker and Long, so we'll see how they are on the defensive side of the puck as the Bombers get a change.
18:28 to go, just underway in the second period. 4-1 Flin Flon leads it. Boy, Daniel Morozov, a tremendous chance to make it 5-1 here. Arbery out front. He just ripped it wide, low glove side. And I'm wondering about this Varanian, this netminder, because like I said, he looks a little off to me, too. It'll be interesting to get a couple shots on him.
Yes, for sure. He had a great regular season for the team, but didn't play much for the playoffs, so he hasn't had much chance over the last little while to see the puck.
Sudbury wins the draw. That's Belay, the D-man. He'll push it off the glass. Nice job that time by Mounier to hold it in. Puck will roll back of the Sudbury net. They come back out front. They've got it. They start to skate away. There's Long. Feeds that up the wall that time. Over to Abaflan. He tried to come back out front. That got intercepted here by Maverick Delisle. Maverick Delisle has got it. Feeds it ahead. That's Martin. Trying to come back to Lalamere. Broken up in the Sudbury blue line. Now Flin Flon will dump it back in. And that's grabbed by Lazarus, the Sudbury D-man. Lazarus has got it. He'll skate with it up the middle. Throws it over the right side. Across the line, here they come. McCartney a chance, but that one got knocked down before he got in tight. Flin Flon gets the puck. They shovel it off the boards. Back down the ice. Icing called against Flin Flon, blown down. 17:34 to go in the second period, but a good start for Flin Flon today. And again, a 4-1 lead. All the goals scored in the opening period.
It was a good back check there by Leo Seitz. He ended up taking the puck away and getting an icing call, but he took away the scoring chance with that back check.
Face off back at the Flin Flon zone, the right of the netminder, Charlie Tritt. McCartney back out there, wins the draw, but Flin Flon will jump on the puck as it comes to blue line. It's picked up here by Ulmer, who's had a jump in his step here today. That's knocked away from him. Puck comes back to center, picked up by Bruce. Hit a leg. Here's a chance now for Corin, one of the top offensive snipers. Corin gets in and tried to jam that one in off the side of the Bomber net. He had to get himself to the net. Here's a steal now. A chance again. That one got blocked. Flin Flon can't get the puck out. Ulmer, handcuffed, does get it back to center. Fights off a Sudbury defender. Bruce feeds that back to Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk's at center. Gets a hold of it. Blocked in front of the Sudbury net. They're having a tough time clearing it out as well, as they have to throw it back to their net. That was McCartney. Stolen back of the goal. Here's a chance for Flin Flon again. Great work back of the goal by Wyatt Stinton. Flin Flon a strong forecheck. Stinton. Ewan with already 2 goals today. And Landon Alexander causing havoc deep in that Sudbury zone. Alexander off his stick. Puck rolls to the corner. Signoretti is after it. The Sudbury D-man. Ewan knocked him down. Puck shoveled towards in front of that. And finally a shot on net on Van Rijn, and he'll turn that one away. Puck comes to center. Redirect up into the Sudbury bench. Blown down with 16:21 to go.
Sudbury's really having a hard time with the Bomber forecheck today. Leo Seitz got in there again, right on the D-man, takes the body, and he took the puck away and got another scoring chance.
So 16:21 remaining. A faceoff will come outside the Sudbury blue line. Miller, Arbery, Morozov, the forward group. Morozov had that great chance moments ago. Knutson and Fashon on the back end. Puck is fired in. It's the back of that, comes right back out front. Varanian will grab it, and he'll hang on. And we'll get another face-off back inside the Sudbury zone. Face-off's kind of evening out a little bit here now later in the game.
Yeah, Sudbury had a pretty good run there late in the first, but the Bombers have been back on them here to start the second, and the pressure's again. All the puck's been in Sudbury's end here for most of the second period.
Fashon wins the draw along the boards. This is Morozov. Morozov took a good bump, but he got it in deep. Arbery will race after it back to the net. Nice job. Fashon, the one-timer. There's a good glove save by Varanian. And I noticed in behind the net down low, Flin Flon's had a lot of success in this game.
Yes, below the icing line, the Bombers have controlled the game. They say 90% of the game happens in within about 5 or 6 feet of the wall, and the Bombers are definitely winning that battle all game long, causing the Sudbury to give up the puck a lot, make bad passes trying to come out of their own end. And the forecheck, how many times have you seen the guy take the body and come out front and throw it out front for one of the Bombers for a scoring chance?
Connor Miller back in there to take the draw deep inside the Sudbury zone. The left of the netminder, Matthew Varamian, who's in relief of Ian Wintle. He gave up 4 goals today on 12 shots in the opening period. They pulled him with like 30 seconds left. And like you mentioned, Wintle had the good numbers, the number 1 guy, but wasn't the guy today. Here's more the other way. Across the line, off Tritt's mask again. That's the second one to hit him. The rebound, though, quickly cleared off the boards back down the ice. And Valade will race after it. He just gets away. Morozov knocked it down. He gets it front, fired wide. Arbery fans were jumping up. Thought it was going to be 5-1. And Reed Arbery over top of the net. So 2 tremendous chances for Flin Flon in the second period, but have not been able to hit the net. Sudbury back the other direction. The little backhander flipped on net by Long, who once again opened up the scoring today. And what a chance there for Reed Arbery, Keith Yeager.
Again, below that icing line, the Bombers get in on the forecheck, cause the other team to give up the puck with a bad giveaway, and it was right on the stick of Morozov, who set up Arbery, and if he hits the net, it's 5-1.
Should have been. He right in front, nice hard shot, but just over top of the net. Faced off back inside the Flin Flon zone, left to Tritt. Just the one shot here in the second, a good one though off his mask. Flin Flon will push it back to center. King races forward on the Sudbury side of center. Feeds that one back here to Lazarus. He loses the handle. Puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. Lazarus will hammer it off the boards. Malamir knocked it down. Kept the puck inside Sudbury territory. 15 minutes remaining in the second period. Flin Flon leading this game 4-1. And a game that they absolutely have to have in the standings. So they want to have a push here for that playoff round. Here's Maverick Delisle.
Big hit by Jack Martin.
Martin can't hold the puck in, though, and the puck will come up the left side. Here's Walker down the wing. Straight pass out front. They score. What a goal. Fed out front perfectly that time, and Owen King will shovel it home. And Sudbury back in it at 4-2. The stretch pass beats both Flin Flon Bomber defensemen there, and King will get his first of the tournament. What a pass that was, and Sudbury right back in the game there, Keith.
Walker with another great pass there to set his player up for a goal there. tough to blame Charlie Tritt when you get a great cross-ice pass like that, and Walker's made 2 great passes for the one-timers tonight.
And those 2 missed chances by Flin Flon looming large now early in the second period.
Yes, they are. They could have been up 5 or 6-1, and instead we've got a game at 4-2.
So a big goal. You're right, Walker, who has, like we said, was their playoff MVP. A couple of big assists here today, and Sudbury right back in the game at 4-2. We'll see if Flin Flon can respond here. They get the puck in. Mounier will fire that on target. That's kicked away that time by Varamian. Palmer after it. Back to the line. Mounier, the one-timer. That one hit Muka out front, and he's dazed. And here comes the Cubs back up the ice. A steal. Blake Hammer gets it. He scores! Blake Hammer takes it off the defenseman's stick, and he walks in, and look out. Just like that, it's 4-3.
Well, the Bombers scored 2 in 1 minute in the first period, and here in the second, Sudbury has come back with their own 2 goals in a minute.
Blake Hammer, actually 30 seconds after King scored, Blake Hammer scores his first of the tournament. And again, that's a couple just defensive breakdowns by Flin Flon here to allow Sudbury to get back in this game at 4-3.
Yes, those shots that missed the net are looming large now. Bombers got to get back to their game here, get back on the forecheck.
Sudbury, a new, obviously a little boost to confidence. Here's Long again, right off the face-off, didn't have the puck in. Your Mike Reagan, you might want to think about maybe taking a timeout here.
Yes, the Sudbury's definitely got some momentum from that.
Puck dug free by Alexander. He pushes it back to Rhett Ewan. He's got 2 goals for Flin Flon today. He'll dump that one, and deeper comes White Stitten barreling in there for the loose puck back to the Sudbury net. The Wolves, or the Cubs rather, are just doing a lot better job getting the puck outside their own zone. We're getting the announcement here on the second goal by Blake Hammer. I wonder if this is going to be an unassisted goal. We'll have to wait and see. No. Riggett got 1 assist. Who was the second one there, Keith?
22, Aiden McCartney.
That's their big centerman there. So that is the official on the third goal by Sudbury today. So they get a couple quick goals. King's first from Walker at 5:19, then at 5:49. Penalty coming up here to Sudbury, by the way. Clickhammer's got his first from Riggett and McCartney. So this is a huge power play for Flin Flon. Their second of the day. You mentioned the first power play to start the game here, Keith, how it could have an effect on the game. Now that Flin Flon's given up 2 quick goals, this could be the turning point of this hockey game. Either way, how this power play for Flin Flon goes.
The Bombers got to bury one here to take the momentum back. If you don't score here, Sudbury is going to definitely come back and be able to feel like they've got a real chance in this game, only being down a goal and having just killed a penalty.
So here we go, a big power play for Flin Flon. Still looking for the first power play goal of the tournament. Here's Fashon. Shovels that puck along the boards to Delisle. Delisle has it at the right point, feeds it back here to Fashon. Delisle looking for some room at the slot, dropped it back to Fashon out front. One-timer, Muka! And that whistles wide. Delisle will hold it, a broken stick here against Sudbury. It's a 5-on-3 now for Flin Flon. Here's a bit of a break. Delisle shoots it, puck is loose, and it's dug free and picked up and set down the ice that time by Dubray, who might have saved the goal. Boy, the Sudbury player broke his stick. Flin Flon some tremendous chances here, but have not been able to bury on the power play. Maverick Delisle at center. Fights off a check across the line, dropped it back. Alexander walks in. That one hits the mast. Pass out front, they can't get it in. Bashan will hold it in. Minute 9 remaining in the power play, just 12 and a half to go in the second period. Here's Leo Seitz. Back to Delisle. High slot, feeds it back to Fashon outside the right circle. He'll hang on, shoots it over top of the net again. I think if he hits the net there, it's in. I don't think that Baramian had any idea where it was.
I don't think he saw it either. Just a hair high over the top corner.
Puck forced back down in the Flin Flon zone. They got some more work to do. They'll have to come back and regroup. That's Knutson back of his net. 44 seconds to go in the power play. 12:03 in the period. It was 4-1 Flin Flon after a 1, but look out, Sudbury scored twice here in a 30-second span in the second period, and it made it a 1-goal game. There's a stretch pass. Rolls across the Sudbury blue line. They'll get a hold of it. Back down the ice it goes. The last power play very similar. I thought Flin Flon looked good for the first half, and then they kind of get flustered in the second half and are forced back deep again. Here's Knutson.
They got 20 seconds left here to get the pressure back on.
Arbery down the right side, across the blue line, brings it in, throws it out front, knocked down. Miller dumps it back out front. This is Reed Arbery. There's a chance, Knutson. That one got blocked. Rhett Ewan out front looking for the hat trick, but the play is broken up. Long throws it in. Oh, in behind the D that time. Dubray was there. Penalty over. Flin Flon comes up empty. So far in the tournament, are sitting 0 for 10. Martin will get the puck back in. We're back to 5-a-side. By the way, Sudbury has yet to get a power play in the hockey game. Flin Flon 0 for 2. They're 0 for 2 against Toronto, and then 0 for 6 in the opener against Longueuil. Hanging on to a 4-3 victory here in the second period. 10:55 to go. Midway point of the game. Flin Flon will hold it in deep. They need a goal to try to get some confidence back. Ulmer, good work along the boards. Pushes it around the right side. Here's Bruce. Bruce has got it. In the corner here for Ulmer. Back to the right point to Delisle. A lot of traffic in front of that. Shoots it. I'm not sure who that hit, but I don't think it made it through to Varamian. Good pressure by the Bombers again. There's another deflection. Good save there by Varamian on Ulmer's redirection. And he's made a couple big saves since coming in relief here this afternoon.
He has. He's been able to shut the door so far. Again, the momentum has really switched here in this second period. The Bombers played well for the first 5 minutes. It looked like the same thing as the first period. But in the last 5 minutes, it's really changed here. And the Bombers got to get back going. They got to find a way to keep the pressure on. Here comes Rhett Ewan again. I got the feeling he's going to find the back of the net one more time and get that hat trick.
They got to find a way to get some success on their power play, too.
It's a momentum killer instead of a momentum gainer.
0 for 10 now in the tournament. I mean, and had some really good looks here today. Knutson will throw that in back of the Sudbury net. There's Alexander there. That one got knocked away that time by Valade. But Bud holds the line. Alexander looking for some room back of the goal. Knocked away from him, but there's Wyatt Stitton back of the net. Stitton continues to battle hard. Got some work here from Ewan. 2 goals like we mentioned. We'll flip that one in deep. Looking for Alexander. Alexander, big body check there. Loses his helmet, though. Going to have to leave the ice. Then we got Abelflan knocking down Ewan. Not once, but twice after the whistle. 10:03 to go. Couple big body checks. Landon Alexander maybe not quite as physical in the tournament, but I'm thinking he's scared probably taking a penalty because he hit so hard.
Yes, well, and right now, having had 2 power plays, you really got to watch, because not that the refs are looking to even it up, but it's very rare that you get 0 and you continue to rack up power plays.
10:03 to go in the second period. It's all of a sudden a 1-goal game. Flin Flon in front 4-3. Rob Hart and Keith Yeager here at Credit Union Place in Summerside, PEI. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast today on 102.9 CF here at FlinFlonOnline.com. The only radio station here at the Centennial Cup, Keith. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not.
No, I wasn't, but...
you being a color guy, I'm expecting to pick up on little tidbits like that.
This is true.
You've been busy. I know. You've been working hard. We got a media timeout. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more for the second period. Next goal. Crucial in this hockey game either way. Right now, Flin Flon's got the 1-goal lead on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Twin Motors knows the Bombers will make us proud during the Centennial Cup. At Twin Motors, customer satisfaction is their top priority because Twin Motors takes the time to learn what you want and offers advice that reflects that understanding. Experience the best Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram service you've ever had in a no-hassle atmosphere. Stop by and you'll see the difference good service can make. Visit Twin Motors today and go Bombers go!
Bailey Homes are proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers on their journey to the Centennial Cup. With 15 years experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, they're so thankful to Flin Flon and surrounding areas for supporting them all these years. Bailey Homes is always happy to chat with a potential customer to show what they can do for our community. Your trusted builder in the North? Visit bailey-homes.ca. Go Bombers, go!
I feel old, and here we are back at the Credit Union Place, 9:57 to go. And we're chatting about this next goal here. It's absolutely huge in this hockey game, especially with Flin Flon leading at 1.4-1.
Yeah, whenever you give up a 3-goal lead, it makes it really tough for the last part of the game. Bombers got to find a way to stretch that lead here again. They've got another lineout who's had some real success here this afternoon. Leo Seitz and the boys are out.
Yeah, Seitz, you mentioned about Lalamir's play earlier in the game. They're out there as well with Ulmer, who I think has looked really good. And, of course, Mounier and Nash Holmes. Holmes has looked good in his Centennial Cup debut here today. I think he's looked right at home.
He has, yeah. He's drawn a penalty, got an assist, thrown some hits.
Lalamir in the corner out front. There's a nice pass. Mounier will jump on this one. He fires it off a stick over top of the net. There's Lalamir. Back of the goal. Sights on it. Got the first goal back out front. Oh, looked like Lalamir's going to get a chance, but got his stick lifted. Great play that time by the defenseman. Avril-Flan will come back the other way. He'll throw it to the side. That trick got a stick on that. Big body check there. Avril-Flan gets hammered by Mounier. Meanwhile, Seitz has got the puck at center. He'll flip it inside the Sudbury zone. That's grabbed here by Reggett, who got an assist on that third Sudbury goal today. Drops it back to Moore. Moore now setting up shop in the Flin Flon zone. Hangs on, shoots it, save made, but a big rebound in front of the Flin Flon net. Sudbury jumps on that. Belayed at the blue line. Nice shot block that time by Arbery, who had that wide open net earlier. Will that be a big factor as this game looms on? Here's Knutson. Off the glass. Puck picked up here by Morozov. Nice job. 2-on-1. It's Miller and Arbery. Miller down the way. Arbery, the one-timer, and he fanned on it again. Oh, what a setup that time by Miller. Another squandered opportunity there, Keith Yeager.
That was another one where if Arbery hits the net, he probably scores.
What a setup by Miller. A beautiful play for Flin Flon. They're probably going to get some chances with the way that Sudbury's carried the puck bringing in. So you bide your time, you should get some chances the other way. That's exactly what happened there with that 2-on-1.
Well, the one-goal lead, you got to bury those. You got to put the team away, because if you don't, this team's got some snipers.
Well, that's the 3 outstanding chances here in this period, and they haven't hit the net once on any of them.
No.
Sudbury back in their own zone. They've got the puck. They'll get it back to Walker at center. He's the catalyst for them. And he's going to draw a penalty. I thought he was going to draw a penalty here.
It's offside.
He's looking for a call, I'll tell you that, as he got tangled up and taken to the ice. He's got 2 assists here today. Mentioned, of course, the great run he had with his team.
Bombers may have been lucky there, because I think the trip happened after the offside.
8:02 remaining. Second period, 4-3, Flin Flon in front. All their offense in the opening period, including that big goal by Rhett Ewan, with only 26 seconds left in the period, which is the difference maker right now. Sudbury's come back with a couple of goals here in the second in a 30-second span to make it interesting. They'll fire that on target. Trent makes the easy save. Yakimchuk, he's got the puck. Nice job to get it to Martin at center. Martin, a couple of big body checks today as he dumps that one in. Here comes Risman racing back, and looked like Lalimere got on top of him. Here's Yakimchuk. They'll rip that one back in. Ulmer's back out there. Delisle back then for Martin. Martin has got it to the blue line. Bruce will knock it down, and he'll keep the puck in deep. Maverick Delisle. Back of the goal for Ulmer. Ulmer back out front. There's a pass. Flin Flon can't hold it in, though. More back the other way for Sudbury. There's a penalty coming up, I guess, against Flin Flon. This time it's going to be interference. And Bruce, the Flin Flon Bomber defenseman, going to go. I didn't see an interference call there, Keith. I don't know.
I didn't either. The guy tipped.
Looked like a body check to me.
Yeah, the guy tipped the puck in.
That's the makeup call for the one they didn't call when Moore got hauled down there. That's the makeup call.
Yeah,
that should have been a penalty.
Yeah, the other one should have. I didn't see a penalty on that one. The guy tips the puck and he finishes his check.
That's a tough break there.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll see what Sudbury can do with their first power play of the game. How'd their power play rank this year? Pretty good in the regular season, was it not?
In the regular season, they had a 38.5% power play, 28 in the playoffs.
I'd take either one of those.
Yeah.
Flin Flon, I think, had 24%, which was like the top-ranked power play in the regular season. So a lot of offense. There's more out front of Jancis. Oh, I thought he jammed that one in.
I thought he went through the 5-hole as well.
Great save there by Charlie Trent, his best of the afternoon. I thought that he found it through the wickets there, but Trent, a great save. Closed the pads, and it remains a 4-3 game, but a good chance for Sudbury right off the draw. It is 10 seconds in. By the way, quick second period today, 7:04 to go. And Flin Flon, like we said, in front 4-3, but we'll need to kill off this Sudbury power play, their first of the afternoon, or I guess morning still in Manitoba. Puck is dug free, set down the ice.
This is a huge kill for the Bombers.
Yeah, Varamian yet to let in a shot since he's come in relief today, Wintle. Here's the pass to Walker. He can fly down the left side, across the line, throws it back out front. Backdoor shot off the post and in. Long has tied the hockey game. And Sudbury has found their groove here in the second period. Long second of the afternoon. What a pass that time by Walker. Oh, my goodness, that's a beautiful goal. I don't know if there's a goalie that would have stopped that.
No, in the regular season, Walker played 39 games, had 55 assists, and he's certainly showing that this afternoon. That's his third one. All on nice passes. All first assists. No gimmies for him and getting points this afternoon. He's been the setup man.
So 6:44 to go. The Bombers have stormed back to tie up this hockey game at 4. And, boy, that was just a tremendous pass from Walker again. Boy, all the hype about this guy is definitely true, is it not?
It is. You can see why he was there, the player of the playoffs. for them for sure.
For as good as that Toronto team was, I don't think that they had anybody who could pass the puck like Long can. Or like Walker can, pardon me.
All three of those feeds are right on the tape. And not just a little 5-foot pass. Those are all 40, 50-foot passes he's throwing.
Flin Flon needs the next one. They throw it out front. Puck is in the crease, and Sudbury will get to it and push the puck out. They're going to give Morgan a second assist on that one.
Yeah, they broke the breakout. They passed it to Walker. He carried it all the way through and made the nice cross-ice pass.
Yeah, the beautiful stretch pass, and Long was there for a second today. Here's a chance for Flin Flon. Alexander taken down hard, though. Flin Flon looking for a call, but it's a 3-on-2 the other way. And there is going to be a penalty in behind the play. Mounier getting into it here now as he's mixing it up here in front of the Sudbury net with Cohen.
Bombers got to settle down. They got to settle down.
They're calling a penalty behind the play, but it doesn't look like they are.
I think it's offside. But yeah, they got to settle down. They got to get back to what they were doing in the first period here. In the second period, the Cubs have been able to change the momentum big time, and we got a brand new hockey game with 26 minutes left.
Well, we said that too after the first period. It was a great start for Flin Flon today, but there were still 2 periods. And sometimes when you make that goaltending change, it sparks the rest of the team.
It certainly has. They've tightened up. They're not giving away the chances that they certainly were. Bombers got to start making them pay.
Flin Flon gets the puck in deep. Here's Arbery back at. Boy, he's had some tremendous chances here in this hockey game.
He certainly has.
Puck will come out. Bruce has to chase it down at center. Feeds that back to Yakimchuk. He'll dump it in. Again, Flin Flon gets a couple chances early. Could be up like 6-1 and a totally different landscape. But you gotta capitalize when you get those chances in tight. And certainly since then, Flin Flon's kind of back on their heels. Don't have the same jump that we saw back in period number 1 here, Keith, for sure.
No, they certainly don't look as confident. That's for sure. They're kind of sitting back a little bit. They got to get back at doing what they do best here, and that's get the puck below the blue line. Or the goal line and get some chances.
Lalamier taken down hard as he crosses the Sudbury blue line. Sudbury been a lot more physical here as well. The puck set back of the Flin Flon net for an icing call. 5:02 to go. And Sudbury has tied things up. A power play marker from Long today. His second. He scored the first goal to open things up, and he's got another one. And we're even at 4 with 5 minutes remaining in the second period. And obviously an important game for both teams, but I think way more critical for Flin Flon than it is for Sudbury, who already have a win in the tournament.
Yes, absolutely. And we talked about the special teams being important. The Bombers are 0 for 2. Cubs are 1 for 1.
Delisle set for the face-off, but they're going to wave Long out of the draw. Oh, wait, he's going to go back in there. Want to get a refresher. Nice face-off win by Flin Flon. It comes right back to Fashon. Through traffic, shoots it, blockered away. Good save that time by Varamian. Flin Flon holds it in. Fashon bouncing on him, but he's able to knock it down. He'll feed it back in the goal for Lalamier. Shots, by the way, are 19-13 Flin Flon. So the Cubs outshooting the Bombers 8-5 here in the second. Here's Fashon at the blue line. Top of the circle, Martin, a chance! That one got blocked.
He found on it.
We'll get it back out front again, but intercepted here. And they'll throw it away outside the blue line. Martin intercepted it again. Now he'll flip the puck in. And now a big body check as he steps into his guy, hammering Signoretti outside the blue line. Signoretti loses his helmet, so he's got to get off the ice. Meanwhile, the puck will float back down in Flin Flon territory. Icing is waved off. Mounier back of that, leaves it there for Holmes. Holmes up the ice here for Muka. Nice pass to center. Here comes Seitz trying to split the D. Back for Ulmer, but out of his reach. It's intercepted off the glass, sent back inside the Flin Flon zone. Here's a steal by Walker, not the guy you want to cough the puck up to. And he'll get the puck back. This is Booth along the boards. Walker back of the net. Up the boards, back to point. Valeta shot. Somebody lost a stick in front. Mounier knocked down. Penalty coming up here against Sudbury. And sooner or later, as the puck makes its way back down to the Sudbury net, sooner or later, Flin Flon's got to cash in on a power play.
Yes, absolutely. We talked about earlier about how crucial those power plays were in that moment. They just keep amplifying here as they're going to go to their third one, and now we're in a tie game.
Interference, by the way, against Lincoln Moore. So it's Flin Flon's third power play for Arctic Beverages here today. Bombers 0 for 10, needing some type of momentum to try to take the lead after squandering a 3-goal lead here today.
I get the feeling here you're going to see Reed Arbery actually get one on net.
I'm picking Connor Miller to score. Maybe Alexander again. Alexander, Miller, Ewan up front. Knudsen and Arbery on the back end. Bombers will take a goal from anybody. Speaking of Arbery, back off front, backdoor. There's a chance by Miller. He rips it over top of the net. Puck will hit the glass. It'll come back down inside the Flin Flon zone. Knutson will race after it to pick it up. And he'll take his time up the ice. No need to panic. Still a minute 43 to go in the power play. Here's Knutson. The pass to Arbery off his skate. Grabbed by Rhett Ewan. He'll come back and grab it at center. Now he swings the pass to Alexander inside the Sudbury zone down the right wing. Blue line for Arbery. There's a chance for Miller. The shot. That one got blocked in front. Knutson will pick it up. Knutson to the blue line. Arbery thought about shooting it. Beats it back instead. There's a chance. Knutson! Knocked down in front. Never made it through to the netminder. Dug free. Alexander ripped over top of the net yet again. Here's Miller. Back of the goal. Ewan can't get to it. Puck knocked away to the right point. Arbery holds it in. Here's Reed Arbery. Leaves it there for Knutson. Knutson looking for a lane. Not a lot of room in front of the net. They're going to jam it pretty good. There's Arbery's chance. It gets blocked. Back up front to Miller. Fat on it again. Knutson can't get a stick on it. Miller holds it in. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Arbery. Back to Miller. Miller to the top of the right circle. Dropped it back. Knutson a chance. Save. Rebound. They can't jam it in. Alexander down on all fours. Gets hit hard in the corner. The puck will stay in, though. This is Ewan. Back to Arbery. Top of the circle. Knutson through traffic. Backdoor. Big save. Moravian slides across. You're telling me that he's the backup goalie?
Well, again, he was. They must have made a trade for the other goalie.
He looks pretty good.
Because in the regular season, he had about 25 of their wins.
Boy, that was a beautiful save there. 28 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. 2:04 in the second. And that's as good a power play as Flin Flon's had in the tournament, but cannot find a way to get a puck in.
Yeah, if they can get more chances like that, that's more looking like the power play we're used to seeing. And Rhett Ewan just about had his hat trick there with a nice tip.
I think Sudbury's only got the puck outside the zone once.
Yeah, just worried up when, actually, they didn't even shoot. It was our shot that went wide.
Flin Flon will work it back out front. This is Delisle again. Had a few power play goals in the regular season. A guy that's got some good hands in front. Here's Morozov. Back to Delisle. Morozov again, top of the right circle. Drops it to the side of it. Picked up by Stitton. Back up front for shot. One-timer. Fired on target. Great loop. Pad save. Rebound. They can't jam it in. Off the glove. And another big save by Moravian. Oh, 3 tremendous stops here as it stays 4-4. Penalty over. Back to 5 aside. And the Bombers
got lucky there
on the power play again here. Cannot get a power play goal. Meanwhile, Sudbury got Flin Flon back on their heels here after going 5-on-5. Player got on the box. They got the puck in deep. LaShawn will dig it free. Off the glass. Puck comes to center. Grabbed here by Morozov. Moore took it off his stick. Now he'll flip it ahead. Nice job by Fashon to knock it away. We're less than a minute remaining in the period now. But a good one here for the Sudbury Cubs, who've come back with 3 goals to tie it. And have killed off 2 more Flin Flon power plays. This is Pierce Yakimchuk back in the Flin Flon net. He's got it. Yakimchuk up the boards. Took a heavy hit. Puck is loose inside the Sudbury zone and grabbed here. And flipped back up the ice. Big body check there. Bruce goes down as Abaflan took a run at him. 30 seconds to go. Martin's got the puck at center. Gets it off to Lalamere. He'll dump it in and try to get to it. Racing back to his own net, though, was Signoretti. He gets drilled. Some good body checking again. Boy, Arbery. That was Martin with that body check. It looked like Arbery, but Martin was the one that decked him.
That's Martin's 3rd big hit of the game as well.
Flin Flon will hold the puck in for the time being. Now it comes to Long. They'll flip it ahead. Walker tried to get free, knocked away. Bombers have it, but just 5 seconds to go. Arbery up the right side. Walks in. Scores! How about that one? 0.5 of a second on the clock. And boy, did the Bombers need that. Boy, you want to talk about a gutsy goal here today. 5 seconds, he picks up the puck on his side of center, races down the ice. That could be a good omen for the 3rd period. How about that one from Reed Arbery? 0.5 of a second on the clock as he finally gets a goal after a lot of tremendous chances. Big one there. Flin Flon's retaking the lead.
Oh, last minute of the period's goals are always devastating. Never mind one in the last second of the period. Great goal, great shot by Arbery. We talked earlier about how he missed a couple of shots there earlier. They've banned on a lot of one-timers. That one there, just a great wrist shot.
We got ourselves one heck of a hockey game here today. It's funny because a lot of people predicted that as we're here, of course, way early before the games get rolling, and a few of the fans rolled in, and nobody really wanted to alter prediction either way. But they thought with how important this game was both ways, it'd be a great hockey game, and it certainly is. The two teams haven't disappointed. Flin Flon up 5-4 after 2, but a very good game. Give Sudbury credit for fighting back here today.
Absolutely. This has been an exciting game for sure. The Bombers had such a good first period. The Sudbury had a great second period until the last minute there. And Reed Arbery, that's a goal. Not to take anything away from Arbery, but that's a save you got to hope your goalie makes with less than a second left in the second period.
That was a pretty good shot, though, over top of his right shoulder. I mean, that was a good shit.
Again, that's why I said not to take anything away from the Arbery shot, which is one you're hoping your goalie makes. Clean, wide open shot from the side of the boards, but a great shot nonetheless. It had a lot on it.
Second intermission show for the Co-op straight ahead. We'll come back with the Northland Ford second period scoring summary. But a big goal by Reed Arbery, literally with 0.5 of a second on the clock, has restored the lead. Flin Flon back in front 5-4 on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Insurance matters, and so does where you get it. And Flin Flon Insurance, proudly serving Manitoba and Saskatchewan, will help you select the perfect policy, not only for your home and vehicle, but for your business, travel, and health needs. And as a locally owned insurance option, Flin Flon Insurance is so very proud to be part of this Centennial Cup Bomber broadcast. They congratulate the Bombers on being at the Centennial Cup and wish them the best of luck.
Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center wish the Flin Flon Bombers luck in the Centennial Cup. Creighton Furniture has what you need to create the feel, function, and features you want in your home, including great prices on upright freezers, retro fridges, and furniture with the colors you've been dreaming of. So while the Bombers make a statement in the Centennial Cup, you can too by shopping at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center on Main Street, Creighton. Go, Bombers, go!
It's Wednesday night here. I know I don't have the cachet of Saturday night. Even Thursday is bragging about being Friday Eve, and Monday has the whole villain vibe. But now I've got something to stand out with Wild Wing Wednesday at Chicken Chef. 50 cents a wing from 7 to 10. Wednesday night takes a backseat to nobody. Go back to the 90s with your must-see Thursday. Saturday night, overrated. Wild Wing Wednesdays from 7 to 10 at Chicken Chef. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means.
It's spring at Shane's, and that means they're here to help you enjoy the warmer season. Shop Blackstone griddles for those outdoor cookouts, or cooling options when it's a little too warm outside. Find Segway ride-on toys while supplies last so your kids can explore the great outdoors, or pick up some books or games for those nights of indoor rainy fun. No matter the weather, Shane's brings you spring. Located in the Utica Mall in the Paw, Shane's, cheering on our Bombers to go all the way in the Centennial Cup.
And welcome back here to Credit Union Place, the second intermission show for the Co-op. We got the Northland Ford second period scoring summary. A terrific opening period for Flin Flon today. They took the 4-1 lead, but boy, Sudbury comes out flying in the second here today. King gets his first from Walker. That came at the 5:19 mark. Then all of a sudden, boom, 30 seconds later at 5:49, Click and Hammer able to take the puck off the Bomber defense, walked in his first. Riggett and McCartney the assist at 5:49. Then Long would get his second a day. Another tremendous pass from Walker, the stretch pass right across the entire zone. He's able to fire home his second at 13:16. Bombers definitely reeling. Had a couple power plays, could not execute, but a terrific effort from Reed Arbery here. 0.5 of a second on the clock, Keith. He grabbed the puck literally just in front of his own blue line, stormed down the ice and got a great chance, and he fires it home. Miller and Ulmer the assist. That could be the big thing. That's the catalyst for Flin Flon. They blew the 3-goal lead, but they restored the lead. Couldn't get things going on the power play, but a huge goal by Reed Arbery. Good omen, I thought, at the end of that period.
Well, you got to think that gives them a lot more confidence going into the third period with that late goal. It doesn't get much later than that. They've been a bit snake-bitten on chances. They had a lot of shots that went just wide on shots. Fanned on a whole bunch of shots, but Reed Arbery there with a great goal. Beautiful shot. Gives them the 5-4 lead heading into the third.
Bombers outshot them on the Orland Motel shot clock, 11-9. So Flin Flon a two-period total of 23. The Cubs a two-period total of 14. But the big stat today, Flin Flon again 0 for 3 on the power play, but Sudbury 0 for 1. And didn't think Sudbury's power play generated much. But again, I'm expecting them to probably get at least one more chance today. 1-goal lead. Flin Flon really has to be careful not to try and make a mistake.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, look at the penalty call that they called on Bruce there when they did get their power play goal. It wasn't much of a call, so you got to figure that there might be the chance that you're going to end up shorthanded here again. You really, really got to take care of your stick. Really got to make sure that you don't give up that odd man break where you need to take somebody down. Bombers got to find a way. They need to get that next goal. Even though they have the lead here, I think that the next goal is going to be huge, huge, huge.
Need Charlie to bear down a little bit for the third period too, Keith.
Yes, yeah, he seemed to have had a little bit of trouble over the last two games.
Couple's gone off his mask today. Maybe that's kind of thrown him off. I don't know.
It could be, yeah, but they
were hard shots too.
They were as well, for sure. And the goals that have gone in, most of the goals have been cross ice passes and one-timers, which are tough for a goalie to pick up. But Tritt's been so good throughout this playoff run and stuff here. You got to figure that he's due to get back into that zone and just shut this team down for the third.
Big goal for Flin Flon, though. A big goal by Reed Arbery. Flin Flon leads at 5-4 after 2. We'll take another break. We'll come back with a very special guest momentarily. A great guest from the past will join us here on 102.9 CFA or FlinFlonOnline.com.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the Centennial Cup. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring the Centennial Cup to the best fans in the country, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
The Orland Motel is happy to support this Bomber playoff broadcast, and they also have a wish for each of you to fall in love again with your home, whether rebuilding or settled in, to enjoy your community, take time with your neighbors, and celebrate your friends. The North is a beautiful and unique way of life with deep roots and simple pleasures. So enjoy. The Orland Motel, so proud to be part of our communities.
Go, Bomber, go!
There are many ways for you to support our local SPCA. Adoption will allow you to feel the joy from an animal and serve as their forever home. Cash donations are always accepted, as well as donations of pet food, cat litter, and cleaning supplies like bleach, paper towels, and unscented wipes. Our SPCA receives no government funding and relies entirely on the donations of our community. To find the best way to offer support, visit Flin Flon Creighton and Area SPCA on Facebook. This message brought to you by Art O'Donnell in support of the SPCA and the SJHL champion Flin Flon Bombers.
Alrighty, welcome back to Credit Union Place. The Centennial Cup continues in Summerside. Welcoming back a CFER employee of the past, Eric Swore, out here for the wonderful tournament. Of course, Eric went on to work for the Wayway-Sakapa Wolverines, now the marketing guy for the entire MJHL. Good to see you, Eric. Good to have you back up in the booth here today.
Yeah, it's good to catch up and good to see you again.
Your thoughts on a crazy hockey game here so far?
Yeah, it's really been a seesaw battle. It looked like Flin Flon took over in that first period, and they used their skill and their will to really outpower Sudbury there. But it looked like they fell asleep a little bit in that second, and obviously every team here is a good team, being their league champion, and Sudbury really showed that. And Flin Flon was lucky to come away in that period leading up by one with that with that goal with 0.5 seconds left.
You know, it's interesting, too, because you really got to seize the day. And, yeah, Flin Flon had a 4-1 lead, but as you saw, they had 2 or 3 really good chances to score early in the second and missed and allowed Sudbury to kind of come back. And like you said, Sudbury's got some good players. I mean, Long's got 2 goals here today. But I'll tell you what, that Mason Walker's only 17 years old. He was the playoff MVP, and I haven't seen anybody can pass the puck as good as him in the tournament in the games that I've watched.
Yeah, you know what? They're a solid team from top to bottom. Their captain, Dax Klinkhammer, he was at the Centennial Cup last year, obviously.
Scored a nice goal today.
Yeah, he's just a big, strong, power forward, and kind of pulls his team into the mud and pulls them into the fight, and it showed there in that second period. They've got a good goaltender, and like I was talking about, just with how all these teams are really good. There's the margin of error is so slim. You make a mistake, it's in the back of your net.
Well, we saw that. Boy, that's a huge goal by Arbery, though, for Flin Flon to try to retake the lead after blowing 3-goal lead here in the second period.
Yeah, it was funny. I was watching there, and I'm thinking, okay, well, time's ticking here. 10 seconds is coming, and he got the shot off, and just perfect timing, and a great play there from Arbery, who's been a great player for Flin Flon. It seems like for their run to the Cantera Seeds Cup, and now here at the Centennial Cup.
And the one thing that Arbery has done today is he's thrown the body. He's a pretty solid player. The one thing about Arbery, he doesn't necessarily score every game, but he's very strong two-way hockey player. Kind of like a Kirk Muller type, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, there's a throwback for the fans.
Same type of player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I thought he looked good, and that's a big, big goal. Let's talk about the Nimerville Nighthawks. They're 2-0. And I was chatting with you actually before the tournament even began. I was actually talking with Kevin Surratt as well, the MJHL commissioner. You guys feel this is as strong a team as you've had at this tournament in a long, long while?
Yeah, just based off of their depth and their skill from, lines 1 through 4. They've got guys playing on their third line, like a guy like Marlon Edwards, who played on the Northern Manitoba Blizzard, obviously, for fans up in the north that know his name from winning the championship last year. And
nice player.
A very nice player and nice family, great family. They come to, I don't think they missed one of his games this season. So, their goaltender, Austin Dubinsky, is up for CJHL Goaltender of the Year. And their D-core, they quietly go about their business. They move pucks well, and they get the pucks out quick, and they allow their forwards to do damage and get the puck up ice really fast. And they play with a ton of pace. And, there hasn't really been a time, I think, in the playoffs where they have gotten down on themselves. And they're just a really solid team, and at the end of the day, that's what you need to win. So, yeah, I think that's why we see them as, a legitimate threat to, make some noise here in the playoff round of this event. And, obviously if they get there, but we just like the makeup of their team, and just a great organization on and off the ice.
The one thing I've noticed about this Nimerville team, I don't see them make a lot of mistakes.
No, they really don't. I mean, their coach, Dwight Hurst, and their staff, they do an unbelievable job just preparing the players, and the players know where to be in all situations on the ice, and they really don't make a lot of mistakes. And if they do, they come right back out there and flush the mistake away, and they can move on really quick. So I think that's another reason why they have had a ton of success this year.
Update some of the fans here about what your duties are with the MJHL.
Yeah, so my duties with the MJHL on a day-to-day basis, our social media marketing, our website, our sponsorship, our league events, and, also for these events at the CJHL level, I actually work with the CJHL on their social media. So, yeah, I'm here for, the long haul through these events, and the days can be long with 3 games a day for however many days in a row, but it's a lot of fun and a privilege to be at these events, and you get to watch some great hockey. So, really lucky and really thankful to be in the position I am, and just look forward to, taking it to the next level wherever we can.
Who's the team that's caught your eye at this tournament?
Probably the Toronto Patriots. They've got some really good depth as well, some guys that can really put the puck in the net. Obviously, you guys
we saw that.
Yeah. Them, and I'd say Canmore so far.
Canmore looked really good last night.
They really did, and again, that's another team that looks like they have just solid depth throughout. A really good goaltender that was the playoff MVP in the AJ playoffs, and a team like Rockland, they've kind of surprised me a little bit. Just the things that you hear, either ranked number 1 in the CJHL rankings all season long, and they come here and they haven't looked as I thought they would.
Right.
They obviously have a really good line with Loier and Maverick Brunet, but those are kind of the top 3 teams that I've seen so far at this event.
The interesting thing to me, Eric, and you get your take on it, normally these tournaments, I always feel the Western teams kind of dominate the Eastern teams, but this is a stronger contingent. I mean, even this Northern Ontario team from Sudbury, they're giving Flin Flon all they can handle here today. They looked pretty good when they beat Truro when I watched that game. They've looked good. I mean, a lot of people wonder, well, okay, these teams have great records, but look at the leagues they play in. This might be the strongest contingent we've seen from the East in a long time. There's a lot of good Eastern teams. Even that Summerside team that's hosting, I look at them. They got a nice hockey team. They lost the semifinals, but I think the Eastern representation from what I've seen, I've done 3 Centennial Cups now, this is the best Eastern block of teams that I've seen.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think it's also the closest field I've seen is in terms of skill when it comes to all of the teams across the board. It seems like everyone has a chance to win no matter what the game, and that's the thing about these events, right? It's not a series. You play one game, and you have to bring your best in that game every time. And the margin for error is so thin, but I definitely have to agree with the East being a strong contingent.
That Longueuil team, they don't score much, but they don't give up much either.
Well, they don't, and their goalie as well up for CJHL goalie of the year. And the Quebec teams, they always seem like they have a lot of skill, but they have a tough time defending. But this year, it seems like they're doing a really good job of defending, and they have the guy in the back of the net to to kind of fill that void as well. So, yeah, I think this is anyone's tournament, and it should be exciting coming down the stretch here in the final week.
Quickly, Eric, before I let you go, would you like to see Flin Flon play Niverville? And if they do play, how do you see it going?
Well, obviously, I'd love that. Obviously, 2 Manitoba teams being at the Centennial Cup is special. Obviously, Flin Flon playing in the SJ, but yeah, honestly, I'm sure it would be an absolute war anytime the Manitoba League goes against the Sask League. It's always an absolute battle out there. So, obviously, I'd have to go with Niverville, just being in the home side. But I always keep an eye on what's going on in Flin Flon and check out what's going on in the area and keep up with the Bombers. So it's always great to catch up.
And great to see the Bombers bring home that championship for the first time in 33 years. As you know as well as anybody, no fan base deserves a championship more than them.
Oh, 100%. For the short amount of time I did spend in Flin Flon, it was just unbelievable to see the passion that the community has for the organization and just for hockey and that sense of community as a whole. So, yeah, really happy for Flin Flon and yourself, obviously, and Mike and the people who have poured so much blood, sweat, and tears in over the years. So, yeah, really happy for you guys.
Eric, great to see you. Great job with the MJHL, and who knows, maybe we'll see it. Maybe Flin Flon never will meet. If they can get together in the playoff round, that'd be wonderful. I guess they can play one game for the Anavet Cup anyway.
Yeah, you know what? I wish the Anavet was back, honestly.
So do I. A lot of good hockey.
A really good hockey. But, yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on and look forward to watching the rest of this one.
Well, and again, you got kind of a neutral site game, but you take a look at that 7-game going up to the Whitney Forum, having to battle through those elements. Of course, Flin Flon going to Niverville. Makes a really interesting series.
It really does, and it makes for some good cinema. I mean, it would be an absolute movie to see these teams go back at it, for a 7-game series. So, unfortunate it can't happen, but maybe we can see them tee off here against each other.
Eric, great to see you, and like I said, look forward to talking to you again later in the week.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Rob.
Eric Swar, former CFAR employee, of course, now the Director of Marketing for the MJHL. One more quick break. The third period upon us. It's a 1-goal game. Flin Flon in front 5-4 on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
In 1927, Hudbay began and then grew with properties under exploration, development, and operation. Hudbay is proud to be a sponsor of this Flin Flon Bombers Centennial Cup broadcast. Through active participation, bursaries, and donations, Hudbay is proud to continue its 99-year history of supporting the community, its organizations, and its people. Hudbay wishes the best for the Bombers and their fans, built on the strengths of today and tomorrow. Go Bombers, go!
The North of 53 Co-op is not just a building, card lock, or food store. They're a group of people working together to help their neighbors build our community. And they're proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers during their Centennial Cup run. The North of 53 Co-op is built by you and for you, and offers the products and services needed by us. That's why it's not just a catchphrase, it's a fact. At the North of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
And we're back in the third period. Keith Yeager's jumped back into the broadcast booth, and Flin Flon has a 5-4 lead just underway in the third. Now, again, that huge goal by Reed Arbery with 0.5 of a second left on the clock. Boy, that's huge. Alexander, nice job. Pokes it across the Sudbury line. Rhett Ewan goes in there after it. Almost got it free at the side of the net. Ewan 2 goals here today. Boy, has he ever shown up. Walker in there, banging away here. With Pashon, the puck stays inside the Sudbury zone long after it. Pokes it ahead. Here's a 2-on-1. Sudbury a chance right off the hop, but a great defensive play by Pashon. He knocks it away, but the Cubs get it back. They jab way in the front of the net. Trent is down. The puck at the side. Then he hangs on. A great job by Pashon, but Flin Flon couldn't get the puck out there. And, boy, they get to the front of that. They look pretty determined. Just 55 seconds in. Great chances both ways. Great hockey game here today, Keith Yeager.
It has been an absolutely exciting hockey game. You would have thought the way the first period went that the Bombers were going to run away with it, but not to be. In the second period, Sudbury came back getting 3 of their own, but that great goal by Reed Arbery, at the very end of the period is the difference so far.
McCartney set to take the face-off deep for the Flin Flon zone as he lines up here against Connor Miller. How about that face-off win by Miller? Flin Flon's got it. They'll flip it back up center ice, but it's knocked away. Picked up by Yakimchuk.
There's a save by Charlie Tritt off the face-off. I don't even know if it counts as a shot because his own guy put it there.
Here's a chance now for Miller. Back across the line. Drop pass. Arbery walks in. Oh, he ripped it wide again. Oh, he had him beat. Here's Yakimchuk. Through traffic. That one knocked up. Puck loose. Off the post. It stays out.
What
that
a
would have been fun. Arbery again on the doorstep. Fires that one off the pipe. Here's Morozov. He shoots it. That one goes over top of the Sudbury net. Great chances by Flin Flon early in the third period, but they've not been able to get the puck in. A big goal post by Arbery. 2 great chances. Who has the go-ahead goal here today. Flin Flon that close to restoring the 2-goal lead. That would have been a big one there, Keith.
I think the goalie got it on the paddle. I don't think that hit the post. I think
it
he made a great
save. Here's a chance now for Flin Flon at tight. Here's Maverick Delisle back of the net. He'll hang on to it. Pushes it to the blue line. Knocked down by Holmes. That got blocked. Gets his own rebound. Fires it in for Lalamier back of the net. Lalamier trying to get in position here. One hand on the stick. Left it there. And the puck is picked up in front of the net that time by Lazarus, the Sudbury demon, but he can't get out. And now it goes up into the Sudbury bench, and that means the faceoff will stay inside the Sudbury zone. 17:46 to go. Boy, tremendous chances right off the hop here again. Shots are now 23-16 for Flin Flon on the Orland Motel shot clock.
Arbery could easily have a hat trick here today. He's had his, I don't know, again, I thought he made the save. You think it hit the post. Either way, it was a wide open net. It was a wide open net. It didn't go in. And he missed the shot that went just wide where he beat the goalie there as well on the same one that he beat him off at the end of the second period. But
the Sudbury netminder, Varamian, going over some equipment here as Dubray gets set to take the face-off here. He'll line up here against the Bombers' Ryder Muka. Muka, nice face-off win. Here's Mounier walking in a shot. Again, it hit a stick, never made it through. Muka will pick it up. Feeds it back the blue line. There's a long shot, blocked in front. Muka, chance, can't get it to go. Great save that time by Varamian.
Nice keeping by Holmes.
Varamian has played very well since coming in relief here. Went till back late in the first period, but beat just the one time, and he made a great save off Muka there. Flin Flon has it again at the blue line. That shot got blocked. Bouncing puck. Ulmer can't get a stick on it. Knocked out in front by Muka. Shoots it. Save made. Rebound. Varamian stops that one too. Sights on the doorstep. And Varamian, the difference maker right now in this hockey game.
The Bombers got to keep doing exactly what they're doing. This is the way the first period went. They got to keep doing exactly what they're doing, putting pucks in the net. They're getting rebound chances. You keep getting rebound chances like that, one of them is going to go by.
Boy, 2 great saves there. Now Varamian doing a little work on his mask here. Just underway in the third period. 17-10 to go. Flin Flon led this game at 1.4-1. It's now 5-4 as Sudbury launched back with a nice comeback and scored 3 times in the second period. But Flin Flon, a big goal by Reed Arbery late. The only shot to fool Varamian so far.
Yeah, he's looked solid. I mean, when he
I'm
first
pretty
came
sure
in,
he's going to be starting the next game for them.
It definitely, I would be if I was the coach.
He's looked really good here today since coming in. He's given his team a chance to get back in it. That rolls away from Arbery. Puck comes back to center. Arbery will get it back. He's across the Sudbury line. Drop pass. Morozov can't get to it. Puck in front of that. Miller a backhand. There's a save by Varamian again. Tried to go 5-hole, but he got the stick down.
Another giveaway by Sudbury. Puts it right in front of their own net for a chance to score for the Bombers.
Moore will drop it back to long. Back to Moore. Walks it. Oh, big save. Charlie Trent.
Best of the game by far.
They get the big forward in behind the D. He gets it alone, and Charlie Trent's chance to shine, and that's his, like you said, by far his best save of the hockey game.
That could be the difference in the game. I know we still got almost 17 minutes left, but he was in alone with a great chance to score. Charlie with a nice glove save.
Booth will take the face-off here for Sudbury. We'll see who moves it for Flin Flon. It's going to be Wyatt Stinton. To the left of Charlie Trent, just underway the third period. Again, Flin Flon a 1-goal lead. Sudbury wins the face-off along the boards. Rhett Ewan can't poke it past Morgan. Now he gets it out. Stinton pushes it forward to Alexander. Alexander down the ice. A backhander that'll go wide. Yakimchuk waits for it, knocked it down, throws it in deep inside the zone. Rhett Ewan tries to catch up with it, but it's grabbed instead by King. He'll feed that one ahead. Valade will race in after it, but that's broken up. Alexander at center. A little bit behind him. Came back to Stinton. Can't get a stick on it. Valade has it instead. Valade drops that back in front of the Sudbury net where it's picked up this time. And brought off the ice by Booth. Booth will throw it in. That's offside, I thought. Maybe not. Booth after it. Puck deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Bruce will dig it free along the boards to Arbery. Arbery takes a body check but gets the puck ahead. It goes off Ewan, and Ewan will pick it up at the Sudbury blue line and dumps it in deep. Racing back to get it. Here's a Sudbury forward, King. King will push that back to long. And he tried to have that Pat Walker Tripped up, penalty coming up against Flin Flon. There's a one-timer on target, a good save by Trent again. A laser beam that time by Moore.
Another great pass from Walker.
And Morozov is going to take the penalty. We thought that we'd see Sudbury get at least one more power play. They're going to get that. And no doubt about that one. Morozov definitely, or it's a tripping call, but he definitely interfered with him. And Sudbury will look to try to tie up the game here for the second time today.
It goes without saying how big this penalty kill is. The Bombers weren't able to kill the first one. They got to find a way to do it this time.
You're right. The Cubs 1 for 1 today. Flin Flon 0 for 3. We asked Mike Reagan before the game. I asked you the same question. If Flin Flon wins the special team battle today, if they'd win the hockey game. So you're right. That's a huge kill. Moore has it. Throws it back the blue line. Morgan will get rid of it. Walker in the corner. Gets the return pass along the left-hand boards. Back to the point to Morgan. Morgan, top of the circle for Long. Comes back out front to Walker. Walker throws it back out front. Long. Still no shot. Blue line. Morgan has it. Looking for a lane. Morgan forced back. Now he shoots it. Off a stick in front. And Fashon almost knocked it into his own net. Morgan stands on it. Puck comes out. Short had a chance. Connor Miller down the ice. Here comes Miller. Walks in. Shoots. And he gets denied. A big save again by Varamian.
Good back check. Put enough pressure on that. Connor Miller couldn't get a clean shot.
Moore back across the line here for Sudbury. They go back to work. Moore will backhand it out front. Trick down. Puck at the side of it. Now he's got it. And he'll hang on with 1:04 to go in the power play. 14 and a half minutes to go in the third. You're right. That was a great back check, but Miller still did get in and get a chance away. And this Varamian, I'm impressed with him.
He's played really well. He's kept them in it because the Bombers could be up by a couple of more.
There remains a 5-4 Flin Flon lead, 1:04 remaining in the penalty to Morozov. It's a big one here to start the third. Charlie Tritt's made a couple big saves on his own behalf here. And Reid Arbery's got the go-ahead goal. He's out there to take the face-off here against Klinkhammer. But Klinkhammer going to get waved out. Big surprise. So going in to take the face-off, that will be Long. Arbery against Long to the right of the netminder. Charlie Tritt. Nice job by Flin Flon to win the face-off. Puck comes back to the blue line, though, and Sudbury holds the line. Puck hit the official, goes back of the net. Sudbury works at the blue line. This is King. He'll take a look. Back for Walker, a chance! That one got blocked in front. King's got it in the corner. King has it. Back to Valade. Dishes it off to King, a chance! Good glove save again by Trent. Saw it all the way. Keith made the big save, and the good thing for Charlie right now, he's not kicking out any rebounds in front of the net.
Yeah, right there. Good job by the defenseman to make sure that Charlie had a clean look at that shot. It went right to the glove side. He made a great save.
Another face-off back in the Flin Flon zone. 14:08 to go in the period. 40 seconds in the penalty to Morozov. Flin Flon trying to kill it and get back to 5 inside. They've already given up a power play goal today. It's just a second power play for Sudbury, who wins another draw. At the blue line, this is King. Knocked it down out front. That's blocked. A nice job by Knutson. And he'll fire it down the ice. Varamian, the Sudbury netminder, comes out, and he'll drop it back of his net where it's picked up here by Valade. Here's the pass to King. He quickly gives way. The pass up the left side, grabbed here by Long. 2 goals today, but knocked away back down the ice. 14 seconds remaining at the penalty. 13:40 to go in the third period. Sudbury back. Valade to center. Crosses the Bomber blue line. Valade has it down the left side. A chance and a stick save made. Then Klinkhammer takes a bit of a run in front of the net that time at Fashon, so still a second to go on the power play, but good goaltending here by Charlie Tritt in the third period.
You bet he's come up with a couple of really, really nice saves, especially the one on Klinkhammer where he was out front. It was Moore, I think, that was out front of the net where he was wide open. But either way, it didn't matter. It was a Sudbury guy who was wide open, and Charlie Tritt was there to stop the door.
1 second to go on the power play. 13:29 to go in the third period. The face-off once again back in Flin Flon territory. Maverick Delisle back out there to take the draw here. As he wins the face-off against McCartney. Flin Flon's got the guy in the box. Here's the pass to Morozov inside the zone. Throws it back out front. He had Martin there, but he couldn't pick up the pass. Alert play by Morozov, though.
He's got a great vision when he's got the puck to find that open man.
More importantly for Flin Flon, they kill the power play. Puck goes back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Yakimchuk, turns it up the ice. Martin has got it. Off the left side, Lalemire tried to get behind the D. Lazarus is there and just gets in position. Lalemire will try to take it away from him. Puck came to the blue line. Arbery got a piece of it. Bounces to center. Arbery after it again. Here's Bruce for Flin Flon, back up the middle. Moore got a piece of it. Jams away just in front of the Flin Flon bench. Puck is bouncing. That's grabbed here by Cigaretti. Back to Corin there offside and blown down. 12.5 minutes to go in the third period. Shots are 28-21. Flin Flon on the Orland Motel shot clock. So I got the Cubs out shooting Flin Flon 7-5 so far in the third. Bombers had the balance of their chances the first couple minutes to start the period.
Yeah, they did. The last couple of minutes, there's been certainly a bit of a press story here from Sudbury. 5-4 lead.
Miller had the short-handed breakaway, comes out there for the face-off against Long, just outside the Bomber blue line, wins another face-off. Boy, how valuable has he been in that?
He's been absolutely great. Like I said, I think he's sitting at about 70-80% on the face-off.
Not just in the Centennial Cup, but just great all the way around. Holmes will get a couple chances. He'll get it free. Miller at the Sudbury blue line, trying to get that back to Arbery. Miller knocked it down. Miller walks it back out front. Morozov shoots it. Oh, shutting the door. A great save again by Raymond. Seems like they're trying to go 5-hole on this guy.
They were.
Arbery from the blue line again. Blocked in front. There's a chance. Miller can't get to go. Arbery fanned on it. There goes a stick. And Moore will bring it back up the ice for Sudbury. Dropped it back to Long. Flin Flon, boy, can't buy a goal here in the third period. There's a pass back out front. Stolen this time by the Bombers, Ulmer. Ulmer took that right off the stick of the Sudbury offender. He got the puck in deep. It's bouncing. Muka back of the goal for Seitz. Muka out front, a backhander. Fanned on it! There's a chance! And it goes over top of the net by Ulmer. How did he miss?
Oh, he just tried to chip it on the backhand there, and he got way underneath it. Must have had the sandwich out on that one, because he hits it with any other club, and it goes in.
How did he miss that? Wide open. Well, here's the replay on the Jumbotron, and a great job by Connor Miller to knock it down. He throws it back out front. There's the chance for Morozov, the first chance. A great save. And here's the opportunity for Ulmer.
Oh, the Morozov shot again, another save there from Raymond.
And I'd love to know how that puck stayed out. 11.5 minutes to go in the third period. Flin Flon leading at 5-4. Big face-off between Seitz and Booth inside the Sudbury zone. Booth wins the draw. He'll clear it back to center. Picked up here by Ulmer. Had that chance moments ago. Flips it back in. Varamian back of his net. Around the boards. Ulmer got a piece of it. But it's scooped up right away. Flipped down the ice that time by Sigurdsson. Flin Flon hammered back into the glove that time. Varamian forced to hang on. Good hustle that time by Ryder Muka. That'll force a face-off back inside the Sudbury zone. With 11:09 to go. Quick third period here so far. Keith Yeager.
Bombers got to continue to do exactly what they're doing. Get pucks in deep. Get on their horses. Get on those D-men, because they are coughing the puck here again. They got to find a way to bury one of these chances, though. You get those many chances and you don't get them, and sometimes it comes back to haunt you. But Charlie Tritt's been the great difference here in the third so far with a couple of great saves.
Stinton will line up against Long, wins the face-off, comes back to blue line, and I'll tell you what, Varabia didn't see that as it sails over top of the net.
Not at all.
But puck will come back to center. Grabbed here by Rhett Ewan. 2 goals today. What a performance for number 26. He's had a tremendous playoff run for Flin Flon.
Yes, he has. He's been very dominant on the low part of the game for the Bombers today.
6 goals in their championship run, and he's got 2 here today, so 8 total for him. Flin Flon will dump it in. It makes it to the front of the Sudbury net, where it's kicked away that time by Varamian. Flin Flon tries to get the forecheck going. The puck is set outside the zone, though. Not sure how he knocked that down, but a great play that time by Antonini. He'll get it in deep. The puck was in the air. Puck comes right in front of the net. Makes its way back to the Bomber blue line. Knocked down by Moore. A chance, and he'll rip that one wide. Sorry, that was Valade with that quick shot. There's Mounier back of the net. Back over to Holmes. Can't pick it up. Alexander's got it. Knocked off his stick. Puck the blue line. Again, Flin Flon can't get it out. Sudbury sends it back in. Yeah, you can't play around with it.
You got to get those pucks out when you're within 2 feet of the blue line.
Now Sudbury's got it back to the Flin Flon net. Opportunity coming out front here. Valade at the blue line will throw it in. Flin Flon finally gets it out. Be an icing call, though, I think. It is, as Walker goes back to touch up. 9:53 to go in Flin Flon. 3 chances to get that puck out and couldn't do it.
No, and then that's what happens. You end up getting tired and you ice the puck. Now they've got a tired set of guys out there. Big face-off, big face-off. Oh, we're going to get the media timeout before then, so they'll be lucky they get the break.
We will take a break.
No, timeout, Mike Reagan.
You sure about that?
Yeah, the ref pointing.
Okay, we'll stay here then. It's only 30-second timeout. So Mike Reagan obviously didn't like something. Trying to call the rest of the guys to the bench here. Not everybody came off the ice. Lalamere and I don't think they realized that the timeout was called. As Lalamere and Stinton, they had to kind of signal them to get them back to the bencher. So obviously Mike has seen something he doesn't like out there right now.
I think he's seen some tired guys that didn't get the puck out.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, that's a good time. And we always talk about call the timeout. When's a good time? When's a bad time? This appears to be a good time.
It definitely appears to be a good time. You can see by the players right now, they're leaning on the boards. They're a little tired. Fortunately for them, too, there was a little bit of a scramble and not really know what's going on there. They probably got an extra 10 or 15 seconds before even the timeout was actually started.
Yeah, it was really late. I think initially people thought maybe it was the media timeout. Then they realized, so like you said, and the players came over. Sudbury goaltender, the difference in this hockey game right now, though, he's been very, very good since coming in relief here today.
He's made some huge saves here in the third period. Absolutely huge saves. Bombers could be up by a couple easily.
Mike Reagan made the comment, I think it was after the first game, how every team pretty much has a pretty good goaltender at this tournament.
And this is apparently their backup goalie.
Well, I don't know if I believe that. Because
he was their starter for most of the season.
The guy that started today?
No, the guy, Baramian, was their starter for most of the season.
Yeah, because he looks way better than the other guy. Like, there's no comparison between them.
No, and Winto played almost all of their playoff games. He was 10-0.
I guess he got on a run. He didn't look good today. Anyway, Baramian is in there now, and he's been a difference maker as he's got his team right back in this game. Flin Flon leads at 5-4. There's the media timeout. We'll take a break. 9:38 to go. Flin Flon in front by 1 here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
This broadcast is brought to you by Eldorado Gold Saskatchewan, formerly Foran Mining, now part of an even stronger Canadian headquartered mining company, expanding its presence at home. We're proud to continue advancing the McIlvania Bay project, less than an hour from Flin Flon and Creighton. McIlvania Bay is Saskatchewan's first copper mine in over 30 years and a federally recognized project of national significance. As we move towards production, we're building momentum and growing our team. As we near production, we're also investing in exploration to help bring Northeast Saskatchewan's next mining district to life. And we need your help. Apply today at foranmining.com/careers and go Bombers.
Twin Motors knows the Bombers will make us proud during the Centennial Cup. At Twin Motors, customer satisfaction is their top priority because Twin Motors takes the time to learn what you want and offers advice that reflects that understanding. Experience the best Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram service you've ever had in a no-hassle atmosphere. Stop by and you'll see the difference good service can make. Visit Twin Motors today and go Bombers go!
9:38 remaining in the third period. It remains a 5-4 Flin Flon lead. Martin, Delisle, Lalamere, Fashon, and Knutson. Sudbury wins the draw in their own zone. Around the boards it goes to Moore. Moore has got it. Back to center. That one knocked away. Risman comes back at center, hammers it off the boards, back in the Flin Flon zone. That'll be an icing call the other way, and Flin Flon will see if they can take advantage. With a face-off coming back inside the Sudbury zone, 9:22 to go. This might be one of the best games of the tournament that I've watched so far.
Yeah,
or any game that I've watched.
It's been back and forth, had a lot of exciting, and some of the saves. If it weren't for the saves, this is a 10-9 hockey game, not a 5-4 hockey game.
No kidding. Arbery back out there along with Miller and Morozov. Miller and Arbery have scored today. Morozov has had a couple good looks as well. Knutson and Fashon on the back end. Huge face-off inside the Sudbury zone, the left of Baramian. Bombers win the draw. There's a chance! Knutson a hard drive, and Baramian got his left pad down on that, made another great save. He is really dialed in here today.
He is. That was another great save there, with deflecting it over the glass, making sure that there's no rebound for the Bombers to pick up, because that was a clean win by Connor Miller back to the point.
And a great job by Knutson, who got it right on his stick, and he let her buck, boy.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time getting her on net.
Miller to take the draw. The next goal, again, we talked about how big it was when the game was tied at 4. Boy, the next one, the Flin Flon can try and get back out in front. Miller off the draw. He got held up a little bit, couldn't get to the front of the net. Corin gets it ahead. Look out. Good rush here. And picked up here by the dangerous Long. Back across the Bomber line. Long 2 goals. Got it tight, knocked away. Miller will race after it. He'll tap it ahead. Here comes Morozov racing after it. And the puck goes back inside the Sudbury zone. Morozov looking for some room. Gets the puck free. Great effort by him. Throws it in deep. Here comes Leo Seitz, who got the first goal for Flin Flon today. Leo Seitz pinned up along the boards this time by Horgan. Puck squirts free. Arbery after it. He's got the go-ahead goal, but Cat knocked that one away from Risman. Gets it back to Moore to center. Down the right side, will dump the puck in the Flin Flon zone. Came in front of the Flin Flon net. Mounier there to get it. And he sends Seitz away. Quick pass to Mukic center. He's had some chances today as well, so he'll dump it in. Knocked down back to the goal. Here's Seitz after it. Got the puck back in it. Tried to come back out front. That got blocked. Seitz again back of the Sudbury net. Ulmer in there. Can't dig it free. Puck is flipped out. Yakimchuk at center. Couldn't knock it away from Cord, but got some assistance that time from Mounier, but they'll keep the puck in anyway. Now Mounier gets it again. Good effort to stay with it. Swings the pass to Ulmer. Down the wing, across the line, on target. Save made. Rebound picked up. Comes right back out front. Ulmer trying to get on top of that. Tying up here with Cohen. Cohen. Back of the net. Scooped up this time by Horgan. Off the boards. Holmes will chase down the puck. It'll be an icing call. Down to 7:37 to go. The Sudbury coach not liking that icing call there, Keith.
No, the Bomber player actually went down to his knees to try to play the puck. It bounced past him, and they still called the icing call.
He's called the referee over. He's not happy about that. The big difference about this tournament, they never overrule icings. Like even if in the SHL, like the move to center ice, they don't do that in this tournament.
Yeah, I haven't seen that happen once at all. No. Even on some ones that looked a little controversial.
Stettin will take the face-off here against Caden Long inside Sudbury territory. Long wins the face-off. Grabbed by Valade back to that. Boy, nice job by Pashon to keep it in. Here's a chance now for Alexander. Band on it. Got in a good position there. Ewan comes over to help out. He took a good body check, but got the puck in deep. Puck is flipped around the boards. Here comes Stettin flying after his guy. Pashon knocked it down. Pashon knocked to the ice. Puck is underneath him. Shovels it towards the front of the net. Stettin after it. Can't get to it. But Flon holds it in. Great play, Rhett Ewan. Front of the net this time for Stettin. Can he get a stick on it? Trying to jam it back out front. Comes the blue line. Here's Pashon. Walks it. Rips it over top of the net again. Puck picked up here by Cohen. Flin Flon's got Sudbury reeling here. That one's swatted outside the zone. You can do that when you're in your own zone. Pashon will dump it on target. The save made here by Varanian. Flin Flon close again. Corin back to center. Here come the Cubs. Walker takes the puck in deep. Tried to throw it out front. Trent got a stick on it. Bats it over to Holmes. Holmes will play it ahead to Morozov. Morozov to center. Got to come back to Arbery. Broken up. Good defensive play that time, but puck will come back to center. Grab this time by Walker. Throws it back to Lazarus. Wasn't expecting it. Miller, a nice body check on him. Miller wins that battle. Throws it back to blue line. Arbery off the tip of his stick, and Sudbury has it away. Racing down the right side is King. Walks in a shot. Good save. Look out. High stick out front. There's a rebound. And that one is fired wide that time.
Good block by Arbery.
By Booth. I thought the first player hit it with a high stick, but I guess I'm wrong. We're down to 6:03 to go. Second time today I've seen a blatant high stick not called.
Yes. Yeah, the first one was right out in front of us with the Fauchon one there where he made a great play to keep the puck in, which we thought was, I don't know if anybody, if the high jumpers can get that high.
Well, on that one that Moore hit there for Sudbury sure looked like a high stick too. Anyway, Long will take the face-off against Delisle deep inside the Flin Flon zone. The Bombers win it. It's a big face-off win. And here comes Jack Martin to center. He'll dump that one back in deep. Lalamere cruising around, hoping to get that loose puck. Moore's got it, though. Back up the other way. Delisle got a piece of it at center. Now the puck is ricocheted in the Flin Flon zone. Trent will come out and poke it to the corner. Knutson in there. Tries to tie up with his guy. The puck will skirt free. Horgan will pinch in from the blue line. Goes it back out front. Martin intercepts. Back to Delisle at center. His backhander flipped inside the Sudbury zone. Here comes Varamian out of the net. And they'll poke it back to center. Bruce will hammer it in. Save made Varamian. He'll get rid of it. Picked up at the side of the net this time by Risman. Risman had to get away from Seitz, who came in on him. Played it ahead to Moore. Up the left side. I think that'll be an icing call as Bruce races back, and they do get the call. And we're down to 5:08 remaining in the third period. Once again, Flin Flon hanging on this 5-4 lead, but not without plenty of chances here to try and get a big insurance goal in this third period.
They've had some great chances, but like you said, Varamian has been the difference so far. Charlie Tritt had to be big early. But in the last 5 minutes or so, the Bombers have been back to the way that it was in the first period, getting the pucks deep, working below that icing line and getting chances out front.
Orland Motel shot clock, 33-22. Flin Flon, they lead at 5-4. A big goal by Reed Arbery with 0.5 of a second left in the second period as a difference maker right down the blue line. There's a chance. That didn't miss by much. Buco front off the pipe again. Oh, Ryder Buco load out front. Boy, that would have been a big one. And he fires it off the bar. Nothing but steel here late in the third period. Less than 5 minutes to go. That would have been a big one.
He beat Varamian cleanly, but not the post, and it went over the glass. Still another chance, though. They've been keeping the puck deep. They got to continue to do this. Keep the puck down there. They can continue to keep the puck down low. Gives them a good chance here in the last 5 minutes to keep wearing on that clock.
Mucus Seitz and Ulmer is the forward group. Mounier and Holmes at the back end. The face-off deep inside the Sudbury zone. Ulmer will now go in to take the face-off after they wave Buke out. We should have a stat of how many guys get waved out of face-offs. I'd love to know what that is for all the games in the tournament. Anyway, Sudbury gets the puck back up the ice. They fired back on target. The save made here by Trent. That'll force a face-off now back in Flin Flon territory.
I can guarantee you this: there's not a centerman on any team in this whole tournament that hasn't been thrown out of a draw yet.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I said, it's going to come to the point where defense are going to have to start taking face-offs the way that they wave guys out. Anyway, 4:50 to go. Speaking of face-offs, they got a big one again in the Flin Flon zone, the right here of the goaltender Charlie Tritt. Miller, as good as it gets with face-offs across the country, apparently with his ratio here in this tournament, wins another one. And Flin Flon will move it ahead. Arbery to center, across the line. Oh, he had Miller alone out front, but he couldn't get the puck to him. Arbery will shovel in, back of the net. There goes Morozov after it. Pinned up in the corner. Good job by Sudbury to flip the puck outside the zone. Bashan has it, right back in it goes. And that's picked up back at it by Valade. Valade, the Sudbury D-man, has it. He'll swing that pass to Blair Long. We'll see a lot of this top line, I'm sure, of Booth, Long, and Walker here before this game's done, especially them being down a goal. They're offside, though.
Good break for the Bombers there.
Yep, Knutson at center. Sends it in, long shot. Stopped and held on to this time by Varamian, down to 4:03 remaining.
So we want to see another face-off down in their end. You want to keep the puck 200 feet from your own goal.
So we got 4:03 remaining in the game. I'm assuming with all the big face-offs, you're probably going to see Connor Miller probably play 2.5 minutes here in the final 4 minutes, just by prediction.
I bet you're going to see a lot of him, too. If there's any draws on our own end, you're definitely going to see him come over the boards.
Face-off inside the Sudbury zone, the left of the netminder, Varamian. Win or lose today, he's made a statement, certainly in this tournament. He's been great.
He absolutely has been great. This shouldn't be a close game right now.
Another face-off being waved out, long waved out that time. So Moore will go in to take the draw here. Against the Bombers, Delisle. Pays off, though, because Sudbury wins the face-off. They quickly get it down inside the Flin Flon zone. Puck comes back up front. There's a chance. Ripped over top of the net that time by Long. I think it hit a stick and redirected over the glass and out of play.
Nice play by Yakimchuk to get his stick in there.
But that just goes to show you, again, you go back to the goal scored by Arbery late in the second, how he was able to get down the ice in literally 5 seconds. Look how quickly Sudbury got off the ice with winning that defensive zone faceoff, and how quickly they got off the ice and got an offensive chance.
Yes, they did, and if it weren't for Yakimchuk being there and his spot where he's supposed to be right in the middle and taking away that opportunity, we might have a tie game.
Long against Miller, face-off, and there's a rare face-off that Miller doesn't win. Fell down on the draw, but Sudbury's got it. They try to force it in. That one shoveled deep. And Trent will race back again. Boy, Knutson having quite the battle here. He and Cohen are really whacking away.
Well, you can sure.
Look out! We got a big collision in the corner now as well. Miller taken down. I can't make out the Sudbury number from here. But that was a big collision as well. It all stemmed from the face-off when...
Well after the whistle.
Is there a penalty being handed out to Sudbury here? I think the fans thought that.
Oh, no.
No?
Well after the whistle, though.
Fans in front of us thought a penalty was being called. They were sure happy. You don't want to call a penalty like that late in the game, like that, the one-goal game, do you?
Yeah. You can see, though, that Sudbury, because they get to wear the mask where the Bombers don't, after the whistle, their gloves get up a lot higher than the Bombers do.
There's a face-off win by Miller. Morozov, though, can't chip the puck ahead. We got a Sudbury player down in front of the net. It's Long. I'm not sure what happened to him. Moore knocked it down and kept the puck in, though. Throws it back out front. Morozov with the steal. He'll flip it down the ice, and that's picked up here by the D-man, Risman. Risman forced in deep. Good forecheck here by Morozov. Risman will regroup. Bomber fans looking a little tense in front of us right now. There's a nice move there by Risman across the line. Knocked away, but it comes right back out front. And that one got blocked. Puck stays in. Long shot got blocked. There's Holmes. Pushes it along the board. Stick will try to poke it ahead. He does. Nice job.
Got to get it out. Got to get it out.
Alexander can't get the puck out. That's the second time he's had chances, and for whatever reason, has not been able to flip it over the defender's stick. I guess you got to give the defender a little bit of credit, too, for keeping that in. But Sudbury goes back to work. There's a long shot. That goes wide. Picked up here by Horgan. Back of the net. Cubs with some pressure. Back to the right point. Cohen. Puck will roll back it up to goaltender. I wonder when they're going to pull him out. 2.5 minutes to go. Cubs have been doing well, though, without the extra attacker. Puck stays at the blue line. That one gets free.
Lucky bounce.
That's a real tough break there because he had it on his stick and he just kind of... Anyway, Klimhammer gets back in tight. He's got a goal here today, brings it in neat. Good pressure. We'll keep our eyes on that Sudbury net. There's a long shot. Twitch saw it with a lot of traffic at front. Boy, Sudbury all over Flin Flon right now. Finally, the Bombers knock it down. And Ryder Muka will skate with it to center with 2:05 remaining. Muka by himself here. Oh, he got hit hard in the corner. No call. There might have been definitely a case there, I'm sure, for a penalty.
Yeah, tough to call it with 2 minutes left in the third here.
There's a trip up the other way, so referees are going to let him decide. There goes the goaltender.
There's another one that we got away with, I think.
The net is empty. Flin Flon gets the puck down the ice, so 1:42 to go. Baramian is at the Sudbury bench. King lost the handle. But the Wolves quickly get it the Cubs quickly get it to center.
Again, they didn't get it out.
Puck comes out now. Chance for Ulmer. Ulmer feeds it to the empty net. He misses it. Picked up back of the goal by Arbery. Arbery back of the Sudbury net. Remember, the net is empty, and he could force the face-off here deep in the zone, but Flin Flon keeps it in. There's Muka spinning. That one got blocked in front. Again, if he could knock it down and hold it here for a face-off, they'll have to put the goalie back in. Puck squirts free.
Just
still inside Sudbury territory. Lazarus looking tired. We'll throw it back in the Sudbury net where it's picked up by Valade. We got a minute left in the hockey game. And here come the Cubs to center. King will rattle it around the boards back at the Flin Flon zone. All hands on deck now. 50 seconds remaining. There's a big body check by Pashon. Puck dug free that time by Klinkhammer. He has a goal today. Puck goes to the far side. There's Morozov. Over to Knutson. Backhander got blocked. Now it comes out. 35 seconds remaining. And Risman picks it up inside the Sudbury blue line. King. He'll rattle it in. Miller back out there. We knew he would be. If they have a big face-off, he'll be taking it. Goes off the glove here. Puck round to center ice. It's a 2-on-1. Lalimier into the empty net. He scores. Alexander into the empty net. And Flin Flon's going to pick up their first victory of the tournament here. Landon Alexander will get his second goal. And that'll come at the 19:49 mark. So a big goal here by Alexander, second in as many games. And the Bombers needed to win here today. I mean, not to say they can't score 2 goals in 19 seconds, but Flin Flon well on their way to a very, very important victory.
Oh, a huge win for the boys today. I mean, you still got the 19 seconds, but bargaining some sort of crazy miracle, there should be a Bomber victory, and well-deserved, well-earned. They played hard today.
Delisle takes the face-off. He takes a stick right in the face-off to draw. He lined up here. You're right that these guys with the full face shields a little bit braver, maybe with the sticks. Booth definitely gave a free one to Delisle in the face there.
Yeah, absolutely he did.
They're going to watch it now. They got the guy. The referee's got to go over there and say, look, you better keep an eye on what's happening here to the linesman. Anyway, right off the draw, Flin Flon will poke it back to center. Wolves hammer it in on target. Trip the save. He'll push that to the corner. Picked up by Bruce. Back of that. Here's Yakimchuk. 8 seconds remaining. Back to Bruce. He's going to hang on to it. And how about that for the Flin Flon Bombers? By far their best effort here today. And a huge goal by Reed Arbery with 0.5 of a second left in the second. Fritz stands up as the game winner. I told you that was a good omen when he scored that goal.
Yes, we mentioned it right then, that a goal in the last minute of a period is always one of those ones that could be a backbreaker. And it was in the last second of the period and proves to be the game winner. A great game from the Bombers, but I actually think that they still got another level that they can get to yet.
Well, you got to start with one, and now Flin Flon definitely has themselves back in the mix, like Morozov mentioned in his interview in the opening intermission. The only team without a victory in the pool, they've got one now, and certainly, I mean, I know you can throw all these different scenarios out there and all these different stats and stuff. The fact of the matter is, Keith, you got to execute, you got to win hockey games.
Yes, and with this,
I don't care about the scenarios and all these stupid stats. Get out there and win the game.
Yes, absolutely. And with the win today, they put their fate back into their own hands. If they lost today, then you could start getting into those crazy scenarios of goals against and who beat who and everything. You get another win on Wednesday, and you know you're going into the quarterfinal round.
Big win for Flin Flon today. A big empty ender by Alexander seals the deal as Flin Flon wins it 6-4. Lots still to come here from Credit Union Place. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the final scoring summary. Keith's got all the post-game show awards and, of course, the Great North post-game report. All still to come here from Summerside PEI. The Centennial Cup continues on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Flin Flon Credit Union and Journey Wealth knows the Flin Flon Bombers will give their all in the Centennial Cup Championship. The credit union, through Journey Wealth, has personalized planning and realistic advice with investment and insurance services to help grow and protect your assets. Customized tools and online access make it easy to plan and access your portfolio. Call 687-6620 and book an appointment. Take your first steps to financial freedom with the credit union and Journey Wealth.
Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center wish the Flin Flon Bombers luck in the Centennial Cup. Creighton Furniture has what you need to create the feel, function, and features you want in your home, including great prices on upright freezers, retro fridges, and furniture with the colors you've been dreaming of. So while the Bombers make a statement in the Centennial Cup, you can too by shopping at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center on Main Street, Creighton. Go, Bombers, go!
Bailey Homes are proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers on their journey to the Centennial Cup. With 15 years experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, they're so thankful to Flin Flon and surrounding areas for supporting them all these years. Bailey Homes is always happy to chat with a potential customer to show what they can do for our community. Your trusted builder in the North? Visit bailey-homes.ca. Go Bombers, go!
Arctic Beverages and Gatorade Water are proud to be part of supporting our Flin Flon Bombers in Summerside PEI for the 2026 Centennial Cup. And whether you're in competitive hockey or you're a weekend walker, hiker, or even cyclist, hydration is key. And Gatorade Water has no sugary or salty taste, and it's infused with electrolytes. Gatorade Water and Arctic Beverages, supporting our hometown Flin Flon Bombers at the Centennial Cup. Go Bombers, go!
And welcome back here to Credit Union Place. The Flin Flon Bombers, a very important victory today. They knock off the Sudbury Cubs by a score of 6-4. Let's take a look at the Northland Ford final scoring summary here today. Boy, it was a very interesting hockey game. And we stressed so much the first goal because Flin Flon's been so good with the first goal. They don't get that today, but they really respond after the first goal. Long got his first of the afternoon. Walker and Signoretti, the defenseman, score. So it's a 1-0 Sudbury at 4:42. Then Flin Flon really took off. Leo Seitz, a redirection, his first from Knutson, and Nuka at 6:16 tied it. Connor Miller, not the prettiest goal, but hey, if it goes in, who cares? His first from Arbery at 7:16, exactly a minute later. 2-1 Flin Flon. Rhett Ewan, two big goals to close out the period. His first from Holmes at 16:28, then another one from Stinton and Bruce at 19:34. Flin Flon chasing the starter tonight. Ian Wintle, he left after giving up that fourth goal late in the period. And Flin Flon looking in good shape, 4-1 lead after one. But the game quickly took a turn. Sudbury scored 3 straight in the second. King's first from Walker at 9:19, or 5:19. Klinkenhammer, his first from Riggett and McCartney at 5:49. Then Long would tie it up, his second of the day. Walker gets the assist on that one at 13:16. All of a sudden, look out, the Bombers kind of reeling a little bit. It's tied up at 4. But obviously the turning point of the hockey game, Keith Yeager, the goal by Reed Arbery with 0.5 of a second on the clock. Grabbed the puck, his side of center, races down the right side, gets the chance, rips it home. The only shot to beat Varamian clean here today. He fires it over his right shoulder. Arbery's first of the tournament. Miller and Ulmer, the assist at 19:59, stands up as the game winner.
Yes, you could hear when they picked up the puck with about 5 seconds left and they got over to Reed on the right-hand side. When he started skating down there, you could hear everybody on the bench yelling to the shot because they could see the clock counting down. And he took about as much time as you possibly could when there's only half a second left when it hits the back of the net.
They would get the empty netter, the only goal in the third period today that was scored by Landon Alexander with just over 30 seconds remaining. Did they announce assists on the Alexander goal?
I don't know if there was an assist. Our guy, Fauchon, did a high shot out, and it went off the hand of the other player. So I think it was unassisted.
Well, one way to find out, I'm just going to check here quickly before we take another break and get ready for our post-game show awards. Alexander definitely got it. Second of the tournament, like we mentioned. And an important goal into the empty net. Alexander had a strong game, and I've known a lot for those. Knutson gets an assist on that, so there you have it.
Okay, sorry, it was Knutson who did the high pass.
Anyway, so that's the official on the empty netter with 19 seconds left in the hockey game. Shots in the third period were 14-11 for Sudbury. So Sudbury winds up with 24. The Bombers wind up with 34 here on the afternoon. But, hey, the Bombers will take it. They needed just to get one and now put themselves at least in a decent position to look after their own destiny with that big game against Truro coming up. That'll be a 5:30 Manitoba start time on Wednesday. We'll take another break. We'll see what Keith's got lined up for the post-game show awards. That's coming up next year from Summerside PEI. Centennial Cup coverage will continue on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the Centennial Cup. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring the Centennial Cup to the best fans in the country, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
McMunnin Yates Building Supplies is proud to be supporting the Flin Flon Bombers. They know that the Bombers won't hold back and will make everyone proud in the Centennial Cup. And just like the Bombers, refuse to hold back on your spring projects. Find hot deals on everything you need to get started, from bold paints to new tools and flooring to a new toilet. Celebrate 55 years of business with the McMunnin Yates Big Anniversary Sales Event. And go Bombers go!
The North of 53 Co-op is not just a building, card lock, or food store. They're a group of people working together to help their neighbors build our community. And they're proud supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers during their Centennial Cup run. The North of 53 Co-op is built by you and for you, and offers the products and services needed by us. That's why it's not just a catchphrase, it's a fact. At the North of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
In 1927, Hudbay began and then grew with properties under exploration, development, and operation. Hudbay is proud to be a sponsor of this Flin Flon Bombers Centennial Cup broadcast. Through active participation, bursaries, and donations, Hudbay is proud to continue its 99-year history of supporting the community, its organizations, and its people. Hudbay wishes the best for the Bombers and their fans, built on the strengths of today and tomorrow. Go Bombers, go!
There are many ways for you to support our local SPCA. Adoption will allow you to feel the joy from an animal and serve as their forever home. Cash donations are always accepted, as well as donations of pet food, cat litter, and cleaning supplies like bleach, paper towels, and unscented wipes. Our SPCA receives no government funding and relies entirely on the donations of our community. To find the best way to offer support, visit Flin Flon Creighton and Area SPCA on Facebook. This message brought to you by Art O'Donnell in support of the SPCA and the SJHL champion Flin Flon Bombers.
All righty, welcome back here to Credit Union Place in Summerside, PEI. Keith Yeager, let's get to our post-game show awards. We'll start things off here at the Flin Flon Insurance 3-star selection today.
Okay, so in third star of today, I've got Rhett Ewan, who had a pair of goals. His first goal was a great tip. Got his second one on an awesome little rebound there, and that was kind of the difference in the first period, as he had 2 goals to give the Bombers a strong 4-1 lead before we headed into the second.
All right, who you got for star number 2?
Well, in second period, we have a Sudbury Cub, because they turned the tides in that period. And my second star, is a guy who had 3 assists and 3 beautiful passes on all of those goals, and that's Mason Walker.
Yeah, boy, like I said, I've seen a lot of great players in this tournament, a lot of great teams. I haven't seen anybody that passes the puck like he does.
Yeah, he's, out of all the games I've seen here as well, he is again, he's not just doing those little short passes. Like, he's doing fully almost across the ice passes right on the tape to set up his guys for chances to score, and they ended up burying 3 of those passes that he made.
Right on, okay, and that leaves us with star number 1.
Well, my first star is also my warrior of the game. He came out and he was throwing the body. He threw 3 big hits in the first period that started setting the tone. He set up Connor Miller for his first goal. And he was also the guy who got the game winner, and that is Reed Arbery.
And, it's fitting that Arbery gets the game winner today. All the chances he had in this hockey game.
Yeah, he had 2 great one-timer chances. One of them he completely fanned on. The second one that Morozov sent out from behind the net there, he got all the wood on it, but missed it by about 6 inches. And it turns out that all those shots that he had to wind up to shoot, he couldn't hit the net with that great wrist shot. Scored a goal.
Okay, so the Flin Flon Insurance 3 stars once again, Rhett Ewan. What a game. Is he underappreciated? Flin Flon's got so many great players. Does he kind of go under the radar? Is he kind of underappreciated a little bit?
I think he's underappreciated in the way that he gets more known for the rough stuff than the penalties that he takes than the actual presence he brings into the game.
He had a tremendous playoffs.
He did. And today he didn't get into the box today and scored 2 goals. He was huge in the first period for them. He managed to get to the front of that. He had a great chance in the second period there on the power play with a tip. If it weren't for the goalie, he'd have had the hat trick.
Anyway, a great set, and like you mentioned, certainly Walker for Sudbury today. A tremendous, 17 years old.
He's got a bright future. I don't think he's going to be much for the Northern Ontario League. I think he's going to be moving up.
Yeah, a great player, deserving a star number 2, and of course Reed Arbery, the game winner, like we said, set things up in a lot of big hits. Who are we going to take for the Frontline Sport and Leisure warrior of the game?
Well, I'd already kind of said that I was going to use Arbery for that too, but there was another guy who was injected into the lineup who had a great first half of the game where you really, really noticed the difference, and that's Nash Holmes.
I like Holmes. He's a good. I've liked him since day one.
He came in. He kept a couple of pucks in. He made the play that Rhett Ewan got his first one on that he tipped home, and then he drew a penalty right shortly after that to give the Bombers the power play and was just as steady on the back end all game.
Great job there with the post-game show awards. Keith, we'll take one last break. I'm not sure what Mike's up to, but we'll come back, and if he makes it, he does. If not, we'll set things up for obviously now a very important game as well. The 4th and final round-robin game for the Bombers to take on Truro. And that should be a very entertaining game here coming up, of course. Finally a primetime game for the Bombers.
I was going to say, it's primetime tomorrow, or Wednesday, sorry.
What do you think of these noon games? Is it kind of throwing you off? You look a little tired when you showed up here today.
Yeah, it's a little bit different to get ready for a noon game. The nice part about the noon game is now you got the rest of the day to kind of do a few other things and enjoy Summerside, because this is a beautiful place. I know yesterday we went around a little bit, went past the Anna Green Gables place.
Apparently a few Flin Floners. Apparently Larry Feston was there. Is now barred from the facility.
Oh, really? Well, I hadn't heard anything about that, but there's a lot of places that Larry's banned out of. So.
No, but I'm serious. That wasn't a good visit for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
got a little too close to a couple people that were there. Anyway, a story for another day. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap it all up here from PEI momentarily. But a huge victory for Flin Flon today, 6-4 the final. Rhett Ewan a pair of goals, and, of course, Reed Arbery, the game winner. And we should mention quickly, a nice bounce back from Charlie Trent in the third period, made the saves he had to pick up possibly their most important victory of the season. Back with a wrap-up momentarily.
That was a great save that he made there on the guy who had the breakaway there. That was 5-4. It could have easily been by 5. And, by the way, we're just bugging Larry. We're just bugging him.
Thanks for clarifying that. We'll take a quick break. Back with a wrap-up momentarily on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
McDonald's and Flin Flon want to congratulate the Flin Flon Bombers on winning their first league championship in 33 years. They're celebrating with a great variety of cold beverages to enjoy all summer long, including the Blackberry Passion Fruit Refresher, Strawberry Watermelon Refresher, and the Mango Pineapple Refresher. Also want to try the new Cloud Iced Coffee, a new premium iced coffee finished with silky sweet cold foam instead of cream or milk. Enjoy all these new beverages at your local McDonald's all summer long. McDonald's wants to wish the Flin Flon Bombers the best of luck at this year's Centennial Cup in Summerside, PEI.
Great North GM is one of the leading new and used vehicle dealers and Flin Flon Bombers supporters in northern Manitoba. Equipped with a highly trained and professional sales department, they also have multiple certified trained technicians on site to make sure you get the best service for your car, truck, or SUV at an amazing price. Visit Great North GM in Nepaul on La Rose Avenue today, because it's always a great day to cheer on our Bombers to go all the way in the Centennial Cup at Great North GM.
The Orland Motel is happy to support this Bomber playoff broadcast, and they also have a wish for each of you to fall in love again with your home, whether rebuilding or settled in, to enjoy your community, take time with your neighbors, and celebrate your friends. The North is a beautiful and unique way of life with deep roots and simple pleasures. So enjoy. The Orland Motel, so proud to be part of our communities.
Go, Bomber, go!
Chicken Chef are big supporters of the Flin Flon Bombers, even going as far as feeding the team. This means they understand what it takes to feed hungry guests. So let Chicken Chef take feeding everyone off your to-do list for those long overdue reunions, important sports team windups, and even your wedding. Chicken Chef supporting the Flin Flon Bombers at the Centennial Cup. Good luck, Bombers, from Chicken Chef.
All right, we're back here. Just about set to wrap up the broadcast here today. A must-win for Flin Flon, and they prevail once again 6-4. Keith, any closing comments?
It's just great to see the Bombers get the monkey off their back and get some goals to go in the back of the net. They could easily be, 2 wins and a loss in this tournament if they'd had. If they got a couple of the bounces, you look at the goal like Connor Miller scored. They didn't have anything close to a bounce like that in the game against Longueuil. They get anything like that, and it's at least a tie game, probably going overtime, if not winning it in regulation. They got on their horses. They got in deep. They threw a lot of body checks and played Bomber hockey, and it gave them they won the boards battle. That's where this game was won today.
Yeah, good analysis for sure. That's pretty much going to do it for our broadcast. Keith, great job again. Look forward to having you back here for the final round-robin game against Truro. Another big one coming up Thursday. It'll be a 5:30 Manitoba start time.
Yeah, you bet on Wednesday. It's hard to keep track of the day of the week.
Why did you say Thursday?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you said Thursday. Yeah, but it's hard to keep track of what day it is when you're playing hockey at noon all the time.
Anyway, a big win for Flin Flon today, 6-4 the final. I want to thank everybody that made the broadcast happen today. Of course, Mike Reagan for his comments before the game. Also, a big thanks to Daniel Morozov for joining us in the opening intermission. And great to catch up with former CFAR alumnus, now the MJHL Marketing Director, Eric Swar. Always enjoy talking to him. Our second intermission guest here today, of course, Raphael Saray. Back at CFAR Control, Bombers prevail 6-4, 1-2 in the tournament. And obviously a big game against Truro with a chance to advance the playoff round if they can pull off the victory. That'll be on Wednesday at 5:30 start time. Truro, I believe, is 1-1 in the tournament so far.
Yes. There's anyway, 3 teams that were out 1-1 here.
So, big win for sure. Flin Flon still in the mix, and we'll see what happens here for the final round-robin game on Wednesday. Anyway, enjoy your afternoon, and thank you for listening for Centennial Cup coverage here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.